ambition.
Spurned by the grace of gold.
Someone must extinguish thy flame. Graceless tarnished. I've given thee courtesy enough. Burn the Erd tree to the ground. He's a god-forsaken monster.
Corpse after corpse left in my wake.
May chaos take the world!
I have endured more than enough. My purpose standeth unchanged. Be assured the Elden Ring resteth close at hand.
All right, everybody, welcome to another fantastic day of Bingus. Today we are going to be watching another attempt at the best of three between Cacio and Pepe and Smörgåstårta. And joined with me yet again is Blanxz. Blanxz, thank you.
Oh my goodness, I have some deja vu. I feel like I was just on here for commentary. Just the other day, it seems like. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's great to be back. I hope we get to see the resolution to this best of three. I've been on the edge of my seat wondering, what could have been with that 12-12. So
Yeah.
if you guys are missing the context, the last attempt at this best of three, we had a literal 12-12. And there was some issues with one of the players' feeds, and then Discord went down. So it was a whole mess. We ended up calling it a draw, and now we're calling it 0-0 again, which is just cinema, absolute cinema, because these two teams are neck and neck as far as their performance, I guess, within the match. Because we saw Jack and NPT, they took quite a lead early on, and then Smorg went ahead and they came back. So we got two teams here. They're both like neck and neck in terms of skill level, and I'm really excited to see what the day has to offer. What about you? What are your thoughts on the matchup, on the reattempt?
Yeah, I mean, I'm super excited. That game could have been anyone's game. I know I was lurking in Tom's chat afterwards, and there was a lot of theory crafting going on. Like, some people said Smörgåstårta had it, some people said Cacio and Pepe had it, and yeah. So we're here to sort out the huge drama that was, and hopefully we'll get some resolution. So we're gonna have two games played today. So if it turns out to be a 1v or 1-1, then it will be scheduled for the last game at a later date. But for today, we have two fantastic games coming up. So yeah, I think as far as I'm concerned, maybe we could check if the players are ready. Do you think you could type in the lobby chat to check if they're ready? Because if I alt tab, you disappear from my screen.
Are we ready, players?
This is gonna be incredibly exciting. Can't wait to see what kind of a board this is. The only thing I miss from these final games here in this tournament is center square predictions. Cause I really enjoy those. Top right square prediction.
I don't know. Last time the center square got claimed almost immediately, so I really don't know.
I don't even know if it's going to be reused potentially. So we'll see. We'll see if it has been reused or not, or if we have been blessed with yet another one of the community's creations.
It looks like Team Smork is not ready, or at least they have not typed in the chat that they're ready.
They get ready here soon enough. Yeah, I
They're reading the script. They're reading the Bingo Club script
yeah,
for the semifinals.
Yeah, so hopefully Tom is read up on the rules. So we don't have any perfume bottle drama. So
Yeah, that'd be great. Ideally, no miss marks this match.
Yeah.
That's the worst way to lose a square.
yeah, it is a pretty terrible way. Yeah, I mean, apart from this, I think yet again we have Tom in the base game and Jack in the DLC.
Mhm.
So yeah, I know. I wonder what I would say Champa's strengths are. I think actually one of the strengths that Champa has, that could be very good in a matchup like this and has been working very well for him in this tournament, has been that he is incredibly unpredictable. Mostly because he himself is confused, and he would concede that he is confused, and he is very entertaining to watch because he is very proficient and confused at the same time. So he's sometimes not the most efficient in like planning ahead, but that also makes him very unpredictable and difficult to read. And yeah, possibly Tom and Jack might be reading into too much of what they see tagged on the board.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't know what you're doing, then how can your opponent know what you're doing? You
It's
know,
excellent strategy.
It's honestly exquisite bingo.
Yeah, I don't know if we've gotten the
Apparently, they're doing a countdown for
okay
players.
That's
All right, match is starting.
Nice. All right, let's see.
Let's hop on over to the game screen.
Yes, let's.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Oh yeah.
We are ready to get this best of 3 started. I guess we do have a center square that is different.
Yeah.
I see it's different. 5 bosses with a color in the name. That's a good one. And the only one I can think of, I guess, would be like the Golden Order, like Radagon of the Golden Order. That's the only one I can actually think of as far as colors go. But
yes.
I wonder, like, what other color bosses are there?
I mean, in the DLC, there's like, aren't they like Black Knights?
Oh, yeah, Black Knights, Golden Hippopotamus. That's true. That's true.
There's Black Knife Assassins.
Oh yeah, Black Knife Assassins.
For the base gamers.
Red Wolf. Yep.
Red Wolf, Red Bear.
Bear. Wow.
Wait,
there's a lot of options here.
Do both of the Red Bears have Red Bear in the name though? I'm not sure about that.
I think one of them is Rugalia the Red Bear, and the other one's Relva the Red Bear, or something like that.
Okay.
Okay. And looking at the rest of the board here, I guess we're so enthralled by the color bosses center square. We need to get coverage on the rest of the board. It looks like we have a couple of combined squares that we saw last time. Like we have the Manor, Castle, and Fort boss in the first column, second row. We have 3 named Spirit Ashes. I assume that's like named characters, like important characters or whatever. Like the one I could think of is Ancient Dragon Florisax or whatever. So I assume that would count for that. Not an ideal square to do, or not an ideal ash to go for, but just keep in mind we're going for names. Names are important for that one. And we have Crucible Knight and Misbegotten Warrior duo for the base game here. On the diagonal. Those are really important to like what's the word? To point out right away is those diagonal squares, right? Like that's kind of where these players are going to be setting their sights on and likely building a bingo around in some way or another.
Worth mentioning for you here too is that Crucible Knight and Misbegotten Warrior duo is a castle boss, but Radon is not.
That's true.
Because he's outside of the castle.
That's true. Yeah, because it's
So
red main castle.
yeah, and there's like plenty of stuff behind Radon here. So I would assume that Radon would be relatively early on a choice for these players because of, I mean, the Castle Manor Fort as a potential. There's 3 unique types of Crucible Knights, and the Crucible Knight Misbegotten Warrior duo,
Right.
as well as Fia's champs.
And also a little bit of a loose remembrance, or a loose synergy is the Remembrance Square, the Remembrance Weapon over in column 2, row 3.
Yeah.
So that kind of incentivizes you to go for Radon, just so you can have something for Godric, or whatever other Remembrance boss you may think of. But it's usually just Godric.
Yeah. So
and on the DLC side,
yeah, I was gonna
we
say
have. Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say, like, what do you think would be like a decent first like play to go for? Because I was looking at the diagonals and I was thinking about Everjail balls and Ensis balls. I mean, it's a corner square, it's really nice, but then you have to have a weapon setup, and what other excuses could you have for a weapon setup? I mean, if you go straight through to Castle Ensis, you have Moonrithil and Rilana on the board. So definitely.
Yeah, I think Rilana's not too bad of a play here. The only problem with going for early Rilanas for me is that the problem is that it doesn't progress your Skidoo levels that much, because it is just kind of like a dead end in a way. There is that Moonrithil as well. However, the skip that players normally do, they'll go like around the castle from the backside, and they'll jump around with Torrent, and they'll like land like at a point where they can just run up to Moonrithil. So we'll probably see that early one way or another. Drain the Water also being on the board here is interesting, because I don't see a whole lot that requires that back section access. Everything seems to be accessible from the front of Shadowkeep. Like Midra, Mattingham, and NPC are both they're both accessible through Hippo. Revered Ash as well is not super, you don't really think of the castle when you think of Revered Ash.
Yeah.
There's pots, there's Ensis Bulls and Everjail Bulls. So I really don't know if we'll see that like Drain the Water priority that we saw last time. Because last time I believe they used Drain the Water for a synergy with another square where the person that drained the water just picked up like I don't know if it was like a Spirit Ash or like, I don't know what it was, but it was something that they picked up right after draining the water. So we're going to see how the DLC players play this one out, because I actually think it's very interesting. Like when there isn't a whole lot of synergy on the board, it really makes your route, it really tests your ability to route on the fly for sure. Yeah, I think for base game, it's a bit more linear, I would say.
I think so too. I think
on this board.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think the only 2 real squares that you can do without a weapon setup here in the base game is Asher War Lightning Ram and Bloodhound Knight while summoning Blythe. So we do see Tom immediately having a Wild Strikes weapon here and just absolutely slapping the ever-living bejesus out of poor Kale here. So God. He's looking at that.
Christmas is canceled this year.
Yeah, Christmas is canceled.
That was brutal. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, it looks like NPT is going to be heading for Seaside Ruins as well, because that is his 3rd Site of Grace. By the way, this is the alternate way to get Torrent, is to either light 3 Graces or go to Gatefront. So NPT here is taking the slightly faster route. If he's going towards Everjail, Bloodhound Knight Darewil, then it's actually faster for NPT to go to Seaside Ruins to grab Torrent, because going Gatefront doesn't really progress this square at all. So you're seeing the routing and experience pay off here for NPT, because I'm sure he's gone for the square many times. And I remember being a part of the process like way back when we were like routing the game speedrun, and people were wondering if Seaside Ruins was actually faster than going Gatefront. And I think it is actually faster for, is it the Death's Poker route? I'm actually unsure if it's faster or not. But either way, NPT here getting Torrent. Jack and Champa are progressing towards Scadu Altus for just map progression in general. and not a whole lot going on in the DLC because, again, like we were saying, it's a bit less linear than the base game is. This game, in the base game, you got Ash of Ram, or Ash of Ram, Ash of War.
The classic Domo mistake on that. That's hilarious that you
be patient with me.
same.
I woke up like an hour ago.
You're good.
Ash of War, Lightning Ram, 10 Sheep, Bloodhound Knight while summoning Blythe, Godskin Apostle, and Wormface. So we do actually have a lot of Altus Plateau here.
Yeah.
For the base game players.
Yeah.
As well as, like you mentioned, Radon earlier. Oh, it looks like Champa, by the way, in Bonnie Village, picked up the Rusted Anchor. So that's actually really good. That might be like the weapon for the run. Because DLC players, as you can see, have a bunch of money on their character, so they can set up whatever they want. And usually you don't see them coming to anything until they run around the map for a little bit. We'll probably see Champa go to Roundtable at some point and check the weapons before he buys stones. That's just to make sure that, you have all your bases covered and you're not like preemptively buying stones for the wrong type of weapon. So usually DLC players will wait until they have a weapon that they like. It looks like Fun is also brutally murdering Kale. Looks like he also would like some part in this, but you can see how much faster NPT's routing is here, because NPT he's already got Blythe down. He already has Blythe like summonable at this point, so he's gonna be way ahead on this one. He's already at South Akil Lake, and he's just gonna head up to the Everjail, and he is going to summon Blythe for this fight. So looks like Fun is not too far behind, but you can really see how much faster the routing from Seaside Ruins is. So
I mean,
really cool to see.
one of the reasons for this is definitely that because Fun chose a different starting class, going with the Rotten Battlehammer, so he needed to go to mountaintops to be able to make that wieldable. Meanwhile, Tom, I think more than the routing, I think the thing that played a difference was also Tom choosing this weapon because it had wild strikes for its wieldability and wild strikes for Kale. So I think I think he's gonna definitely need to go and look for a different weapon at some point, because this is not really one of those weapons that you would want to play the rest of the base game with. But it is gonna allow him to take this square off of Fun.
Yeah, I think this is a great play, honestly, from NPT. There's the mark right there. Bloodhound Knight while summoning Blythe. It looks like the square only covered half of the square. What the hell is going on there? Are we in blackout mode?
Whoa. Okay. Interesting.
It's okay. I think the players will take that as the square is locked out.
Yeah, I did change the setting, but it seems like it didn't apply backwards in time. So we'll see if that actually stays like that, or if that's going to be the case for the rest of the marks. That looks awkward.
That's okay. I think visually it's a little whatever, but it's fine. It's fine. We'll get through it. Us as commentators, it is our job to keep the match going. The show must go on, okay? Yes. And Jack and Champa here, interestingly enough, are racing for Drain the Water, and they're like literally neck and neck. So we will see who gets the first mark here. It looks like Champa had to roll, so that makes PepeJack take a slight lead around the bats. His line is beautiful. Champa ran out of stamina and had to roll twice because of fireballs. It looks like this is Jack's square to lose. Oh my goodness. I can't even believe it.
That's crazy.
Champa's gonna lose the square.
This could come down to stream delay too. This could come down to stream delay. We don't know.
That's true. Oh, unmarked. Oh.
Oh my god, but it is Jack. Jack did get it. Oh my
Jack
god.
Marked too early, and then he unmarked, then he marked, and then the blue square just like overlapped it a little bit.
Yeah. Well, the show must indeed go on.
The show must go on. Okay.
We do have a little bit of a scuff, but technical difficulties. Me and Blanxz are no strangers to these after
no, we are not.
This Wednesday's shenanigans. So
yeah, not after the 1 hour bingo podcast.
Oh my goodness.
We're ready for anything.
I think
We're ready
we
for
are.
anything at this point. Bring it on. Bring it on. Okay,
Blackout
actually,
board,
don't.
we're ready.
Don't go down, Discord, please. We need this. We need this we need the stream to stay up as long as possible.
Yeah, I think for any kind of rulings, I mean, this is a very unique situation. I don't know. I'll leave it up to the refs to decide, but it seems like we are pausing.
Yeah, let's pause for a bit. After this situation, I feel like the best solution would be just to remake the match.
Yeah,
It's not the start. If everybody's okay with it, we just restart it. The lookout
Yeah, we're
is now
gonna
on.
restart.
Yeah, it's on me for that one.
I mean, I think just because the information that Jack now was able to get that he wouldn't have gotten, I think it's just I think it makes sense.
Yeah, we paused. This
Yeah.
rectified.
Okay. Cool. Thanks.
Let's just restart it. It's gonna be okay. We keep the same center square, so everybody's gonna know about it. But
Okay.
Okay.
if it's okay with everybody, right?
Yeah, we should probably check
I'll-
on the players, right?
Yeah,
I'll-
I'm gonna check on them. All you guys check on it, and I just wait here.
Time for round
wait.
3 of game 1.
Yeah,
let's
let's
Jesus Christ, dude.
let's get everybody. Oh man, let's just get everybody in here for a quick huddle.
Okay, yeah.
Let's
if-
debrief.
If you guys can move real quick.
Yep.
Dude, oh my god, Jesus Christ.
It's all right. It happens.
It's the first time ever I see a fucking
Has to be actually.
like the fact that it's blackout actually made a difference. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. So we're just waiting for everyone. Okay. So we're thinking about just restarting the entire match, keeping the same center square. So like we just start on the new base since the game just started. If it's okay with everyone.
Same seed.
No, the seed is gonna be changed.
Same what?
Same center square.
Same
That's
center
it.
square.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, sure.
Everybody knows about it, so at least it's equal on that part.
Yeah, if you want, it's fine.
If you, yeah, I'm sorry about that.
No, I like it. Yeah,
I heard
if
something
there
about
wasn't the
it was
double
changed,
mark
but-
on
Yeah.
drain, like we would have been okay. But
Yeah, no, 100%. It's just
Yeah.
that snipe here just shows that it's a snipe, and it just like
Yeah.
it's just a bit too much.
Yeah.
Anyhow, it's not lookout. I made sure of it, and I'll just reroll a new board if it's okay with everyone.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
post the new seed, and because Fun can't copy paste, I just added one more 1 at the end of the seed.
Okay.
What a guy, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just
Game
I'll run
11.
this new board.
Yeah, game 11. Please don't
It's
be an
okay.
omen.
It feels like it at this. This is the dodgy and jump of 2 worlds.
Lucky.
All right. So what's going on?
We're just restarting new seed, but same center square.
Oh, okay.
add a 1 to your seed at the end.
Word.
Yeah.
So it says 11 at the end.
We didn't like that board anyway.
Yeah. Sure.
Perfect.
It was.
Yeah,
I mean-
a quick way to confirm that the setting applied correctly.
Yeah, it was just to make sure that okay. Lookout, it's checked. Okay, I cannot.
Elias, make sure you double check it, okay?
I'm double checking. It's still lookout. We good.
Okay.
All right. Maybe we could just confirm the seeds and then.
Hook claws.
Branch and crackpot is none.
Hook claws and a glaive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a sec, Jack. I have to reinstall the extract turret app every time I play.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Sure, why not?
Alright, semi-final game 1.2.
Yeah.
We're getting
2.2.
Take 3.
Who can even keep track at this
It's
point?
0-0 again.
Crackpot, yeah, that's what you said, Jack.
We just all don't want to play Ellie and Strump. All right.
That's true.
That's the truth.
The board is ready, so like it's just.
You guys should get
up
like
to you
half
guys.
squares for marking half the square last match. You guys should get half square.
We'll take a 1-0 start. Sure.
I wonder which square we're gonna mark. I wonder.
Give me that center square, baby.
Yeah,
What's
surely. All right, is everybody feeling ready again?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Fantastic.
I'll move everybody back to channels.
Nice. All right.
Good
Good luck again.
Good luck.
Alright, apologies for the mistake. Have an casting.
Yep. No worries.
All right, no worries. Yeah. Okay, and it looks like we have a new board.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, new board, new seed, same center square. Okay, so it's still going to be the color, the bosses with color in the name. Okay, you guys didn't waste that glorious explanation of what bosses have color in them. Thankfully, we are probably going to be getting started any minute here now, as soon as the refs check in with the players. But yeah, I mean, what are you thinking about the reroll? Like what do you expect to see this time around? Is there a certain vibe the board had to it that you liked or didn't like, or what? Like what are you thinking? What are you thinking about the current state?
Well, I think it's so difficult to tell. I think it was too early on. I mean, I think the DLC players are probably both a little bit unhappy because they were probably very excited about the Rusted Anchor. But I think Fun did have the better weapon to continue on with. But, I mean, he did have inefficient routing. He did also, like, put some money into getting that weapon set up and all that stuff. So it's really difficult to say. But,
yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it turns out this time around. But yeah, I mean, I agree. I think NPT had quite an advantage by getting that first square on the board with the Bloodhound Knight Darewill, as well as PepeJack winning that race. So they were up 2-0.
Yep.
So we'll see. We'll see if that rattles their mental at all. We have some new squares for you guys here. A lot different of a board. Really, really different board.
Yeah.
Wow. So we have Sacred Blast +5 in the corner. Bale the Dread in the bottom right, Furnace Golem top left, Hyeta Grapes bottom left. Do we see any plays, by the way, that you think we'll see a combo like on a line like players will go for their first square? Are there any two squares that jump out at you and say, oh,
yeah,
this is a good line to go for?
So one of the first things is if you have a wieldable decent weapon for the base game, you could actually just do 2 Cave or Grotto before getting Torrent. So you just go down and kill a Soldier of Godric, and then run straight to Bofa. And, that mark is around like 340 or something. You could either do that, or you could go for the Sacred Flask +5, which is also relatively rushable. It sets you up really nicely for the rest of the game. Doesn't really do a whole lot for map progression. There is an incant you can pick up on the way to one of the Sacred Flasks and Weeping for that. Another square that really jumps out at me is the Turtle Talismans. It is a little bit cumbersome for the DLC to get, but for the base gamers, it is pretty decent. It goes relatively quickly. So I think both of those being on diagonals, I would think Sacred Flasks, Turtle, or 2 Caves and Grottos are probably going to be three squares that they're going to be heavily looking towards as one of their first squares here.
Yeah, I think it's important to point out that it's great they were talking about this, because if you're new to Bingo, and I mean you kind of gravitate towards those diagonal squares because they just kind of feel the most important. They feel the best to just mark because you're blocking a corner a row and a column, so it blocks the most out of any square in the game, right? However, the thing with corner squares is you need to not get corner blindness, I guess. You need to be aware of threats that exist outside of that corner, because I kind of had it happen to myself just now. I'm thinking to myself, oh, this will go for, Sacred Flask, will go for Furnace Golem, Turtle Talisman. I just saw Golden Hippo, column 1, row 2. That works great with 5 bosses with color in the name. That is like a fantastic synergy. It gets you a Skadu level, okay? It gets you $200,000. It sets you up for Shadowkeep. It gets access to later game areas in the Shadowkeep. So it's very, very important.
Gives you an incamp too.
Gives you an diagonal. It's very, very important to set yourself up in a way that you're not tunnel visioning on those diagonal squares.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, that synergy is incredibly juicy because you get some secondhand synergy by having 5 bosses with Knight in their name, and as we discussed at the beginning of the last game, there's 2 Black Knights, so there's Idrid and Garu.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if DLC players start rushing down the color bosses center square, because like you said, Black Knights with Golden Hippo, that's 3 color bosses already.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would not be surprised if we see, a rush even of that square. I feel like maybe rush is a bit dramatic. However, I do think that we'll see base game players setting up a little bit more than DLC players. I think this board is more catered towards a DLC player that wants to be aggressive early on. And we see Champa and Jack both going for that gravestone skip. That tells me right away that they both want to progress towards Skadu Altus as fast as possible. And they're willing to forego Skadu levels. They're willing to forego extra pickups. They're also willing to forego Everjail and Ensis Bulls, because this actually is very far away from Bulls. So if they want Bulls, they're going to have to backtrack quite a bit or start from Gravesite Plain and go from there. So this tells me right away that these players just care about map progression over those early squares, because they are likely racing towards that Hippo or racing towards night bosses or whatever. So
for sure. And I think we see kind of an opposite strategy here between Fun and Tom from the beginning of last game here. Fun seems to be going immediately for the 2 Cave and Grotto. Meanwhile, Tom choosing a not wieldable weapon off rip. So he's not going to be going for that. So I would assume Tom is more likely to be going for the Sacred Flask +5 here, or the Turtle Talismans, but that's going to be a little bit more clear after we see what Jack ends up doing here after the Valier skip.
That's true. We could see Jack going towards that Turtle Talisman as well as going for Golden Hippo. We'll see. I think the Turtle Talisman's actually a good play if we see, if the player can get Turtle Talisman and Hippo, that is massive. That would be a big advantage early on, I would say. We'll see what Jack's mindset is here in just a second. It looks like Jack is going towards Altus, so not going towards Talisman just yet. I would be surprised if we didn't see a Hippo race, honestly.
Yeah. It's so powerful here on this board.
But there is still a lot of synergy with that Turtle Talisman. You can also get the Grace down there at Elac River for the Tree Spirit as well. So that's not a bad synergy either as well.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah,
lots of synergy in this board, honestly.
Yeah, a lot of upfront synergy and a lot of more kind of weird discrete synergy, I would say. I mean, Everjail Balls and Ensis Balls is a night boss, so that's one thing.
That's true.
And another thing worth mentioning about the Turtle Talismans, I mean, I wouldn't expect either of these players to necessarily need it, but it is a really nice boost, because for the base gamers, you don't really get talismans in the same way that you do in the DLC, so it's kind of nice to have the Turtle Talisman. It's a pretty decent talisman.
That's true. I mean, it also is the only talisman of its kind until the DLC. So it is, it looks kind of unassuming. It looks like something you wouldn't really use, but it is very powerful in that it gives you that nice stamina regen. So we'll see, because I mean, you even get less stamina, right? You even get less stamina in the base game, or at least like you're not allowed to level it as much as in the DLC. Also, your stats are randomized, so it's really nice to have that regen. And it looks like Fun is going for Bofa Cave, like you mentioned. I did Fun go for Soldier of Godric?
Yes, he already killed him
beforehand.
So
Okay, yeah, so we're gonna see 2 caves and grottos.
Yeah, that's for sure gonna be marked. And Tom is setting up in Halley Tree to get some cash. Apart from that, there is some other synergies on the board. I mean, Tree Spirits, there is 2 bosses, reasonably at least, in the base game that are bosses that you can also get for the kill 5 bosses with tree in their name. And there's also Tree Sentinel Duo in the top row.
Tom goes down.
Ooh, that's a really unfortunate death. But it might be a blessing in disguise for the timing, because now he could choose to pivot towards Sacred Flasks +5.
Yeah, it looks like that might be the play. We'll see.
It seems like he's going for something entirely different here, though.
Tom travels the Shifra. Maybe just to grab some upgrades, some weapon upgrades, because there are what 2s and 3s down here.
Yeah,
so we
this
might
is where you
see
get
some
the 2s
weapon
and 3s
upgrades
for sure.
But I do agree that Sacred Flask +5 might be a higher priority play, but
yeah, I mean, especially when you see that mark, you know that you're like, you know for a fact that your opponent has not progressed at all towards the Sacred Flask +5. But not only that, but you also know that they don't have Torrent yet, so you could just pour it out and know that you're going to be ahead on the square.
Yeah, and maybe NPC knows this, and maybe he's just filling in some empty time before he starts going for Sacred Flask +5. Maybe if he warps like right away as soon as he grabs the stones and he goes for Sacred Flask, that he might be ahead on it. That is a great point, though. That is a great point. That cave or grotto square does give you a lot of information, and we'll see what NPC's play is now. It looks like he might be going for the Sacred Tears. Actually, is there one down here in the Consecrated Snowfield? Oh no, that's the
He's going for
that's the
money.
mountaintops.
Yeah, he's going for the Ordina money, and it looks like Fun and Champa are going for the Turtle Talisman.
Yeah.
Which is going to be a really nice square. They're going to get off to a really nice and hot lead here, for sure. And it looks like Jack is opting to go in for the, what is this called? The huge colossal flower weapon?
Yeah, the Shadow Sunflower hammer.
Yeah. Is that
that
good?
Oh, it's really good. The Charge R2s are like the Great Club Charge R2s, where it just kind of like slams down. Yeah, it's a very good weapon. The DLC Remembrance weapons are actually pretty good.
You know, I thought of another kind of cool synergy. You actually, with the Turtle Talismans, you actually do get closer to Third Church of America, which not only gets you +1 for the Sacred Flask, but it also gives you Wondrous Physic, which gives you some more versatility for the Remembrance boss incant only, for sure.
That is very true.
So that's something kind of nice, at least, in addition to that. And it also brings you closer to a Black Knife Assassin, so I would assume he picks up this Grace here in Fun, and he does, for a boss with color in their name.
Yeah, I don't know where Jack is heading. Maybe towards Bulls, because he's backtracking. I would assume this would mean he's going towards Bulls, because again, like you said, that's a night synergy, and it looks like Tom might be heading towards the Everjail.
Yeah.
As well, he's grabbing Lasciar Ruins, and is probably going to head towards the Everjail. So.
Yeah, and
I really don't know which play is stronger here.
Yeah, I mean, there is some additional value here. You see Tom picking up this Grace here, which does put him closer to Thops, which is, you know, you pick up 2 staves on the way there, and you also get a Sacred Flask, so that's really nice of to pick up that grace. And yeah, with
two
every
staves on the way to tops. Is that what you said?
Yeah, 2 staves, because I mean you kill Thops for 1, and then you buy the astrologer staff at the merchant on the way.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. I actually didn't even think about that. I think that's one of those squares in the base game that I don't really have a whole lot of knowledge of.
Yeah.
And there's the Turtle Talisman mark as well, by the way.
Yeah.
Team Smorg off to a 3-0 lead. But it looks like NPT and Jack aren't too rattled. Maybe they have a plan. Oh, that was pretty brutal. The glint blade actually came back before Jack could get the riposte there. But it looks like they have a plan of some kind. They're not too rattled. And you know what? That's kind of what bingo is about in a way, is like, you know, yes, they may have gotten the early squares, but that doesn't mean that it's over yet. That doesn't mean that it's even close to being over. That means that they have 3 squares. It's pretty much all that means. They have a threat, sure, but are they going to go for that threat? Probably not, because the squares that are left over in column 2 aren't really that fast. So it looks like NPT and Jack are just playing their own game, and they're going to try to... Oh, my goodness.
Jack gets absolutely clobbered there by Mr. Balls.
Maybe this weapon's not the greatest for Balls. Maybe this is not the greatest showcase of this weapon.
Well, you know what's interesting? Now we are seeing a base game race for the +5 flasks.
Sacred Tears?
Yeah.
There we go.
So that's interesting. I mean, we'll see.
Fun might be ahead at this point.
Yeah, but he did not pick up the incantation, which is right next to him, behind him in that church. Doesn't matter all too much, but if you do, the thing is, if you do this weeping run first, you can actually, depending on how rushed you are, you can actually pick up one of the graces in the cemetery shade to get quicker access to the Erdtree avatar for another tree boss. So that might be something they might be looking to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I've been unsure about whether or not I like going for the weeping run first, but one of the things that speaks for it is, even if you get sniped, you're still going to be +3 or +4 flasks. But if you do the other runs, you might only be +2. So it's kind of nice to just opt into taking a lot of flasks right away, or a lot of Sacred Tears.
Yeah, it looks like MBT is going for the stave route, because actually he got the 2. I don't know if he got the 2. I think he got at least the 1 from the merchant, and is now going towards Staff of Loss. I guess staves does have like a half synergy with the Sacred Flask, because there's the Sacred Tier in Liurnia, the Sacred Tier here in Caelid, and I guess you could kind of go wide and go for both if you wanted to. I think NPT wants to not lose both, though. I think that's kind of the play here. He would rather have staves than Sacred Flask, because it blocks more threats to get staves over Sacred Flask.
Yeah, probably. And I mean, now he is kind of committing to the Spanish Knight's greatsword, and is kind of now pressured to capitalize on this this Balls play here. So he is going to be veering off of his routing for the Sacred Flask. So Fun is firmly ahead on this square for now, and I mean, just positionally on the board, like we said, the Turtle Talismans and the Sacred Flask, they're just such good placements. I mean, they're blocking so many bingos already with their squares marked. So
yeah, Champa as well going for this this hippo play. Golden Hippo is a boss with color in the name, and so is Red Bear on Jack's side of things. I don't see synergy with Red Bear, though. I feel like Hippo was definitely the call, but
yeah, I'm not entirely sure why he would be opting in for this one. Oh, DLC Helms, which don't... Yeah,
okay.
The DLC Helms, so probably just securing up that column 2 a little bit. So, I mean, surely the Golden Hippo would be a little bit nicer to get. Not only do you get the Skidoo, but you get a ton of cash, which just like kind of sets you up for the rest of the game. But the way Jack is opting to do this is to not go for the min-max play, but kind of securing that column 2, making sure that he's ahead of that.
Yeah, that's totally fair. I actually didn't see the DLC helms, and that is actually the block that you probably would go for. It's 3 helms, 3 DLC helms that don't belong to armor sets. And there is, by the way, Entis and Everjail Bulls. We might have a row 3 developing, by the way, for Jack name. I almost tried to pronounce the name, and I can't do it. It's so hard. What is their name? Remind me.
Smörgåstårta.
No. NPT.
Cacio and Pepe.
Cacio and Pepe. All right. I will remember that for next time that I bring them up. All right. Cacio and Pepe. They might have a row 3 developing here.
Yeah.
Because they very, very sneakily got the Everjail and Ensis Bulls, NPT grabbing staves, and it looks like Jack will be getting the DLC helms. So this could be big because they're also getting the Red Bear, which is a color boss. So this could be a big, sneaky little play for Cacio de Pepe. It looks like Smorg did mark that Golden Hippo, so they also have a color boss. They also have row 2 developing for them. And quite honestly, it looks faster than row 3. So we'll see how Cacio de Pepe responds, but it looks like Jack is already going for the Black Knight boss. It looks like that was probably always going to be the block anyway for row 2. They probably identified that they weren't going to get Hippo if they went for the Red Bear. So Jack, you're doing the classic loop with the Black Knight here, and oh my goodness, Sacred Flask +5 marked here for fun. They are taking quite the commanding lead, I would say. It's going to take a lot of effort to bring this one back. You're gonna need to take some snipes for sure. Yeah, we'll see what the plan is for Cacio de Pepe, but
yeah, I mean, this is like gonna be a really strong play on the row 3 though. So I mean, I think it's really tough here because if you're Smörgåstårta, are you going to be recognizing this as a potential threat this early on? Is this something that you want to like address and like safeguard at all? Like, I don't even know what I would do here.
Maybe. I think it's important to identify threats as soon as the first square is marked. However, it really just depends. It really depends on how the information that they show. Like, NPC is going to grab staves here, and that might tell them, okay, well, they're not rushing down this line. So I think it really just depends at the end of the day. And now that Fun did mark that Sacred Flask square, we now know if you're NPT, you now know, okay, that's what they were working on. They got Turtle Talismans, they got Sacred Flask, and they got Caves and Grottos. That's all they could have done. Like they didn't have any more time to do anything else. There was no setup in between. That was all just the plan all along. So at least if you're NPT, you have a little bit of leeway here with the stave square because you don't have to actually rush it as hard. I think you just pick up the Sacred Tier and the stave from tops here. However, I think he might work on something else before finishing up that square.
Yeah, I would think so too. I mean, one of the great luxuries of being ahead on the board, not only positionally but just square count in general, is if you're Fun here, you can take the luxury of conceding 6 staves and like just making sure you have more maneuverability on the board. Maybe get some map, maybe just get some get a weapon set up so you're actually able to address any potential future threats. But yeah, this Knight and Color in the Name bosses is gonna come out pretty quickly. I'm curious to see what Tom opts in for his first or second version of this, but it looks like he might be running towards Darrell right now for a Knight boss. Not sure.
That would make sense. Yeah, I think Bloodhound Knight Darrell makes sense because that's what that would be 3 Knights for Jack. Wait, has he done 3? I think he's only done Black Knight. The Black Knights. I don't think he's done.
But it's ticked up, I think, for both players right now, so they are counting in balls as well. The Everjail balls.
Oh, I see.
So I think that's a tick up for the team. So Yeah, I think Tom is on his way here to pick up one of the staves before going to kill Darrowell, which
Yes, that
is
would make
very
the most
efficient
sense.
routing here from Tom.
That's one thing that you've seen from just Tom in general throughout the series is just his ability to be adaptable as far as like routing goes is very impressive. Like I don't see it very often with a lot of players. Like it's very often that when something goes wrong, is that a stave right there? It sure is. That's a glintstone staff. When things goes wrong, it's cool to see NPT keeping a cool head and just going like, all right, maybe we lost that square. However, he sees the future play developing, and so what he sees is he sees a scenario, a board per se, where night bosses, color bosses, staves, and possibly, I don't know, elder lions, tree bosses are marked, right? So that's part of having that vision, having that game sense, is seeing the future of having those squares marked red, even though they're not marked red, if that makes sense. There's a certain level of calculation that goes into play when you're choosing to go down early game in favor of later game presence and whatnot. So it's really cool to see that presence of mind and to see that, adaptability, I guess, on display.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how it ends up paying off for them, and if it does, because, I mean, judging by how quickly, like, Jack did join the Red Bear fight before Golden Hippo was even marked. So it seems like they were pretty set on conceding not only the turtle tallies, but also potentially the Sacred Flask +5 in favor of this play. So, I mean, sometimes you make a read like this where you just kind of end up thinking like, this is definitely gonna pay off, like we're gonna get the blocks we need, and then we have a whole play planned for afterwards. Sometimes it doesn't, and sometimes it does pay off. It seems like they're making a lot of progress right now, so I mean, they are definitely ahead on 3 squares that are not really being contested by Fun or Champa. So
for sure, yeah. I think having your own plan, regardless of how it works in game, is, in my opinion, the quickest way to get better at bingo. Is to just have a plan and execute it, and don't change your plan. Like, regardless of what happens in the match, that's how you train that part of your brain that doesn't get stressed out in bad situations, because you have a plan. And if it doesn't work out, that's okay. Go back to the drawing board. We'll figure out what happened in game 2. We'll fix it then. I think the worst thing you can do is get all nervous and start losing more squares because you're nervous and you don't know what to do. And, I think sticking to your plan, it builds that calm mind, I guess, that bingo brain, so to speak, where you just kind of have a plan, you stick to it. I think that's the best way, and the way that I've always gone into practice matches is like, okay, here's my plan. I'm gonna stick to it. If it doesn't work, at least I learned something. You know what I mean? If I go down 6-0, okay, maybe that wasn't the best play, but that's okay, because next time that won't happen again. That's kind of how I see bingo in a way.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, one thing that's interesting to mention about, the rest of the DLC board is a little bit all over the place, but the rest of the base game board is kind of tightly tied around remembrance bosses, because you have 2 capital squares in Moog Sewers and Morgoth's Great Rune, but you also have remembrance boss incants only, and then you have Shabriri's Grapes, which you can't really progress until you have a Great Rune dead. And then you have Elder Lines, which is also, I mean, you can either go for the one in Stormvale and the one on your way to Radon. Another option is also just going straight into the portal at Radon's and killing the 2 in the castle over there.
Right. Yeah. We'll see how this later game stage progresses. It looks like NPT here is going for the Katana check as well as it's Moonveil on a Sunday, not a Monday. If it was Monday, it'd be double damage. However, it is Moonveil on a Sunday. So I think that makes it a bit worse, unfortunately. I was gonna get so hyped if it was Monday.
I don't even know if that weapon is usable in the base game, because it is pretty
That's true.
thirsty.
That's true. What is it, like 18 intelligence or whatever, like 23 intelligence or something like that?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah,
it's a lot, and then you
you
need a
definitely
bunch
need
of
the
decks
physics
too.
here. Yeah, a bunch of decks and then a bunch of mind to spam the Asha for. Yeah, looks like MBT is going for the Black Knight Assassins for that color bosses square in the center.
Yeah.
So making some progress here, and I guess going for the katana check just in case you get something really good, like a great katana or whatever. And yeah, there is the black knife down for NPT. What's next? What is next for the base game?
Yeah, I mean, I would say the only play that really makes sense is get an Altus Grace and go straight to Radon for the Elder Lines to just like kind of show that you're ahead on this. Because if you start trying to be like, oh, maybe we could just get night bosses and color like, then I think you're taking your opponent a little bit too lightly. And Fun is safeguarding this by going all the way to a Somber +9. I'm not entirely sure what weapon he has picked up here. I think I saw him buy something in Roundtable, and it looked great swordy. So I think he is gonna have a lot of damage output for the rest of this game. And it looks like Tom is also on his way into the Altus Tunnel, maybe looking to make this oh wait, no, where is he going?
Going up to Gelmir or going to the Sanguine Noble? I think you're going the wrong way, Tom. Oh, is Sanguine a color? Is Sanguine a color boss? Wait a second.
Sanguine a color boss. Whoa! Oh my god, I had not considered Sanguine a color.
What the hell? What is happening? Sanguine Noble for a color boss.
Oh
wow.
My god, that's what?
Wow.
Who thinks of this? Who
that's
thinks
why he's
of
the
this?
GOAT.
That's why he's the GOAT. That's actually wild.
Oh, that's so funny. I never thought of that. I literally never would have thought of that in a million years. But yeah, Sanguine is a color. It's a shade of red. So yeah, by dictionary definition, it is a color boss. Very, very cool stuff. I love seeing these cool synergies from players every now and again.
Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, it goes to show we saw that in their first match. That I don't know. I'm always just very impressed by having the presence of mind to even think about this. I mean, that first game, it was the Grayton Ghost Glovewort, and they're showing just a lot of game knowledge continued here. Oh my god, does Fun have Health and Steeple? +9 Somber?
Okay, that's gonna cook. That is gonna cook really hard. Wow. +9 Health and Steeple with the physic tier, I think, for int, so he has the requirements for it.
Yeah.
That's big. Wow. Wow, look at that riposte on Margit. Holy schmoly.
You know, one of the things that you can choose to do here, you could actually opt out of the incants only, because it is kind of a dead square. There are no bingo lines really related to it. So I wouldn't be surprised if he just concedes that.
Yeah, I mean, that's totally fair. Also, by the way, guys, cool little play from Champa. Champa is killing Devonia because Devonia drops a helmet and does not belong to an armor set because it's not the Crucible Knight armor. The Crucible Knight armor has a helmet already. So this is the Hammerhead, the Crucible Hammerhead, which does not have an armor set attached to it. It's just the Crucible armor, which already has a helmet. So this is a cool play here from Champa. Champa's getting a helmet, and I think Jack might be having the same idea with the other hats, like the winged serpent helm, the death mask, and whatever. So we might see a little bit of a race here on the hats. However, Jack is ahead by 1, so we will see how this goes for both teams. I think Champa has the water drained already, so might have a slight advantage there. Wow. Yeah, this is a very action-packed game. And NPT here is going for Crucible Knight for an incant, or no, not an incant, that's DLC, sorry. For a Crystal Knight for a, I guess for a random incant. Oh, Night Boss. I see.
Yeah, that's got to be. That's almost certainly going to be their last Night Boss here, I think.
Yes, I believe it is. And then if they get the hats, then it's 5-5. It's tied. We have a Wendy's 5 for 5, right? So
yeah,
it's like I said before, when they were down 0-5, they kind of had a plan and they stuck to it. So I really hope we can see this come to fruition, just so I can have that point made, you know, to people that are maybe looking to get into bingo. Like, hey, if someone goes up 5 squares, don't think of it as the end of the world. As long as you have a plan, it can work out. You might need some luck to go your way, but it definitely can work out. And here we go, NPT taking out the Crucible Knight. That is the last Night Boss. Night Boss is marked for Team Cacio to Pepe. I forgot to say it. But here we have Jack going for draining the water and also going for that death mask, like I said. And also at the same time, Champa at the bottom right is also going for the death mask. So it's 2-2 here. Jack with a slight advantage because he does start a little bit faster. I would give the weapon advantage to Champa because I think his weapon is slightly better with the greatsword versus the colossal weapon. Jack with some great iframes here. But he is ahead health-wise. Oh, going for the Ash of War. Boom! Boom! Boom!
Oh my god, this weapon's crazy.
God. Okay, this weapon's crazy. This weapon's goated.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know what? Here's some also really good thinking from Fun, because he's killing a tree spirit. So he is securing, making sure that they're not going to be behind on this. And he's already killed Margit, so he has access to yet another tree spirit. Not a boss, though. So I think they are pretty effectively ahead on the tree spirits. But you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Cacio and Pepe would start chasing on this.
Yeah, I mean, Champa is rotating out because the snipe did just come through, and the tree spirits are here in the Shadow Keep. So I mean, it looks like he's going right back to the tree spirits. But yeah, I mean, you're totally right. I think going for tree spirits, if you're Cacio Pepe, is it's very tempting. I don't know if it's really the best play for them to go for, but it is very, very tempting because, you could just get ahead and possibly force them into a really bad square because Morgoth's Great Rune is really, really not what you want to go for. Looks like PepeJack is memory racing out.
Yeah.
Minus 50K. Poor Bozo. Rip Bozo. It looks like Jack is heading back to Graveslate Plain because I think he may need some talismans. His build might not be as crazy as he thinks it is, just because you do kind of need some form of amplification.
I think this is probably a call on Tom's side, asking Jack, like, what are you doing? And Jack saying, hey, I'm actually I'm in the church district and I'm killing some tree spirits. And Tom saying, no. I don't think we should do that. And
Tom uses his
Kratos
right. voice. He uses his Kratos voice, says no.
Yeah.
Stop calling for tree spirits.
Yeah, no, he doesn't elaborate. He just says no.
I do think that this Elder Lion play is very, very good from NPT, because I think he kind of knows that Smorg is going for tree spirits as we speak, and he's kind of trying to maximize the time they have for this play, right? That he wants to get a square lead, and he also wants to progress something else, so that would be the DLC side, as Jack is going for a Furnace Golem here. I actually don't know how fast this is going to be with the Sunflower Hammer. It honestly is probably going to be very slow.
It's probably going to take like 2 minutes or something. I don't know. I feel like he's doing a lot of damage here. He's doing 600 per hit. It's not
I guess it is a lot of damage, but
gets tagged there when trying to do the torrent tech.
What I was going to say about Furnace Golem though is that it's not about the poise damage you deal, it's about the total damage dealt. And yeah, it looks like this damage is pretty good because he is getting those micro staggers and he is getting those legs worn down. So yeah, I mean, maybe the Sunflower Hammer does do a decent amount of damage to these Furnace Golems. So, I mean, honestly, great call from the side of Cacio Pepe, because they, I have to say it really fast so nobody.
yeah, exactly.
So yeah, so really nice play here, because they, like I said, they were down like 0-5 or 1-5, and they are now at the point where they are in the driver's seat, and they can choose which squares to go for. They have the luxury of choosing. Finally, for the first time in this match, they have, first move, I guess, so to speak. Jack here has Furnace Golem down, by the way. It looks like it's going to be a 2 riposte fight, honestly. I don't think it's going to be a 1 cycle. Ideally, you want to use like a claw or like a dagger or something that can attack really fast. Backhand blades are also really good.
Oh, he missed the riposte.
Oh, he did indeed miss the riposte.
I guess it's not really going to matter, because it was going to be a 2 cycle anyway.
Oh, he gets grabbed.
Oh, my
God, he got grabbed. No.
That's a real shame in terms of just sheer time sink. But you know what? This is going to give some information here for Fun and Champa that they're going to be firmly ahead on the Tree Spirits. However, it does also give Fun the incentive to kind of continue on with the prio of kill 5 bosses with Tree in their name, because Fun already has 2 dead. And he could continue with the Tree Scent duo. Yeah. What did I miss?
Yeah. No, I thought Fun got grabbed by the Tree Spirit, but it just was the way the camera looked. It looked kind of funny. I think it looks like Jack is going to go towards that Tree Sentinel duo as well, because he did port to the loft. So the only thing I can really see on that end is the duo. So we'll probably see him going for that. I think he's going to try to stay a little bit quiet right now. And there we have the 5 Tree Spirits marked from Team Smorg, as well as Incants being gone for by Champa. So we're going to see either duo or Incants, I would imagine, for both these players, the DLC players.
Yeah.
Because there is actually an Incant in this loft area. I think there's 2 Incants in this loft area. Maybe there's just 1, but it's like the Force from Afar or whatever. Wrath from Afar is one of them on this little cogwheel. He's trying to jump around, but yeah, on this little cogwheel, he's going to drop down and grab like Force, push from Afar. It is not Force from Afar because they are randomized. However, I think Champa has a firm lead because Champa did go for the Golden Hippo. So that is +1 Incant. And then also he's in Rao right now, which is the hot spot for Incants. So I think Jack was grabbing the 1 Incant and then is just going to head down towards the duo. I don't think he meant to really rush the square down per se. So
yeah, and it's going to be really interesting. I mean, Tom is going to have a huge weapon disadvantage here against Fun because of Healthens, obviously.
Look at that damage on Tree Sentinel.
Yeah.
Looks like Fun's going for the duo here.
I mean, I think he's going, even though like it's not the most pressing thing right now, I think he is looking to cash out on that tree bosses, because if he cashes in on it, then I think he wants to disincentivize Tom to actually go for the Tree Scent duo. But Jack, if he sees the 6 Incant mark from Champa, I think Jack might just send the Tree Scent duo.
Yeah, that's fair because he's way ahead on that. So it looks like NBT is also going for his duo. So it looks like they will, at least if Team Smorg does take the tree boss square, it looks like, barring any incidents, Team Cacio de Pepe will probably get the duo square. Like I said, barring any incidents, I am not responsible and or liable for any commentator curses that occur after this moment. This statement is said without legal binding. So listen, after NPC takes down this duo, they should have the square, hopefully, unless Fun does mop up these tree bosses while they're going for it. And we'll see how it goes.
I'll say this. I think I think it would be incredibly beneficial for Champa to pick up this last Incant and then go for Furnace Golem. Because that Furnace Golem is such an incredibly valuable square at this point, because the simple, easy, quick squares are now becoming few and far between for both the base gamers and the DLC players. And that's the Incant, so we'll see if he actually does end up pivoting here. Or if he just goes for the Tree Scent duo. But it seems like Jack kind of poured it out. He is going towards Midra land.
Yeah, I guess there's I mean there's a Furnace Golem down there, I guess, and Midra. I really don't know what you would want to go for down here, personally,
Maybe
because I think
maybe just splitting some map progress. I don't know.
I guess splitting progress towards the end of the game here is a good idea, because he did see the incant mark, so he does know that it has been little map progress made from Champa this game, and it mostly is just collecting stuff here and there, and that does say to him that he's been to Ancient Rao, because you don't really get incants without going to Rao. So I think that's a valuable... Yeah, he's going for the Visage, so he's going for the pot, I would assume, for the Furnace Golem. He's trying to go for the insta-kill, I think. I would assume it was that Furnace Visage pickup. So we will see.
That's very interesting. I mean, it's such an incredibly valuable square. I mean, it does kind of concede a lot of information, but meanwhile, I mean, Fun already has the Tree Scent duo dead, and it would be super helpful for... I don't know. This is such a difficult remaining like couple of squares. Like, what do you actually end up going for here? Fun looks like he's probably gonna kill the Tree Scent here close to Stranded Graveyard just to finish off on that square, and I think Fun was setting up Shabriri Grapes.
Yeah, and meanwhile Champa is going to try to cash in on this Furnace Golem. He's doing a lot of damage with that Great Sword of Solitude. I think Jack's mindset here, by the way, if you guys are wondering why Jack didn't stick onto it, was because once you die once or have to quit out once, I think it just makes you nervous. Like, you just don't want to get sniped on a square that takes this long to do. Like, you don't want to be halfway through this Furnace Golem and then get sniped. And so I think the mindset that Jack had when he pivoted out was like, oh, maybe he's on it as well. And maybe I'm, being greedy by going for it again. So I think the decision to concede it is not terrible. The only problem is that it builds up column 1, and in order for them to win, they would need to block in column 1. So they have to either go for Midra or Grapes. And it looks like Tree Bosses is taken out for Fun here, and I think that does decentivize that duo. Like you said, it's a lot of work for one square. And also, again, here we have Champa on the bottom right here. Might be able to actually one-cycle this Golem if the riposte actually works. I don't know if the riposte is actually going to work or not. But
I feel like the riposte is gonna work, and I don't know how much damage it actually does here, but it looks like a one-cycle.
Take him out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I think it's a little bit of HP left.
Yeah.
That's fine. We'll clean it up with like a couple R1s.
Nice. Really good mark there from Champa.
Oh, man.
So
they were... You know what's crazy about this game state is that it was 0 to 5 or like 1 to 5, and then it was 5 to 5, and now it's 6 to 9. So it's just crazy how these leads have been developing, man.
Yeah,
it's actually insane.
Yeah, it's really interesting, and it looks like Fun is also progressing the Shabriri Grapes, but I'm not sure who is really that far ahead on it.
Well, either way, they have to take out a Remembrance boss, right? Either way, that's kind of or a Great Rune boss. They have to take out a Great Rune boss in order to progress that square.
Yeah. Tom is looking for a skip here down to
Hyetta, I would assume.
Yeah. Well, he's taking this Grace here. Oh, you know what? I think Fun is... If Fun picked up one of those Graces next to the staves, that might be really good. Because he needs to be outside of that, next to the Thops Church in order to get the Shabriri Grapes going. So unless he has that, I think it could be anyone's. He does have that grace.
Wow. Yeah, I think this might be Fun's square.
Yeah, I think so too. You know what?
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to do a quick and easy hitless what's his face? Godric. Just with a health and steeple.
True.
Just go in, send it, concede the incants only. I don't know. I mean, you could go for either. It's pretty tough.
Incants only is a dead square, and hitless does progress that row 5. So I would agree that is the right play for especially because the weapon is so good. It's just a +9 health and steeple. Like, it's really hard to beat that.
Yeah.
Where did that drop from? Where did health and drop? Was it from the greatsword chest?
No, I think he found it in Roundtable.
That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it really is interesting how these random weapons really change up the match. It really shakes up the match, and I've heard like both sides of it is that like random weapons can both make it more or less interesting based on what you find. But I think it really does add a different dynamic to the game that you don't really see with like season 4 format or like formats where there's no randomization. It kind of feels like it gets solved too fast.
Yeah.
And I do like how every player is using a different weapon here, even though they're almost all great swords. They're just different great swords, right? So at least they had a different path to get there.
Mm-hmm.
And it does kind of make it interesting to route based on what you find rather than what you know is going to be there.
Yeah, and it looks like the Shabiri grapes might be closer than I thought.
Yeah, I was just going to say, and also, how is duo for both players? Have both teams done their duos, like for the base game?
Tom has not done his duo, I believe.
Okay. So it looks like this might be a little bit of a snipe here, a little bit of time sink for Jack. But yeah, I mean, we might see grapes go the way of... Oh, yeah, I mean, Fun is fighting the invader.
Oh.
So I think he actually is in the lead.
Oh, that's interesting. I think Fun, did Fun kill the explosive physic Erdtree? Because it looked like he had just a really quick race to that invader.
Yeah.
But now Tom is here too.
It's sort of tell like who's ahead when it comes to like quest lines, because you can do them in different orders. That was a really fast kill from NPT. That might have been faster even though the weapon was slightly worse.
Oh, Tom is pivoting out for Tree Scent Duo. And it might actually give Fun the little bit of extra he needs.
Wow, because that's going to be duo. Wow. Oh my god. Youch. That hurts.
Oh my god.
Youch.
It hurts. Ooh, that does hurt.
Oh my goodness. What a disaster.
Yeah.
So now what's going to happen here is NPT and Jack are going to have to go for Midra because Hayata Grapes is going to go to Team Smorg. And not only that, but they also need to go for Hitless or Bale because they need to block row 5 as well. And not only that, but they're also down 4 squares at this point. Most likely going to be 5 here in a second. So, yeah, very, very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know what a way back looks like, because of how firmly. I mean, Fun is gonna close out on these Hayata grapes real soon, and I don't know if Jack actually has the luxury to be choosing this Egon's Furled Finger and Bale here down south. Voice crack.
Yeah. No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It didn't happen, chat. Okay. Men in Black pen. Yeah, so we have Champa as well going for ADM as well. So we're probably going to see the game end around Egon's Finger Bale, I would assume, if this Hyena Grape does go. Yeah, so we're going to see...
Oh my god, Jack goes
my
down
goodness!
1 hit away.
Never do an R1 after the R1 with the hammer. You never do the R1 follow-up, Jack. Who taught you how to use the Sunflower Hammer? I'm just kidding. No, he probably uses it better than I would. But yeah, ADM with the classic ADM move right there. The R1 Gambit didn't pay off. Unlucky. And we'll see how Champa performs. It's probably going to be a lot smoother because greatswords are just way better at fighting NPCs. As you can see, you can just kind of walk on their face and just mash R1 like so. So it is quite a contrast between the weapons that we're seeing these two players using. And you were right at the beginning when you were kind of like, oh, I don't know about this weapon. I personally really like the Sunflower Hammer. I think that for this board, it kind of wasn't the best because of the selection of bosses. Like, it would have been great had there been Romina, had there been Commander Gaius, had there been, you know, more dragon stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where it shines more so than NPCs and other stuff. I think greatswords are always much better for NPCs and for just in general, greatswords are just very, very solid.
Yeah,
all around.
I've seen people do like really wonders with colossals on NPCs with their just crouch R1 cycle.
Yep. Yep. That's also viable as well.
So, but that is very fair. But now Jack is in Rolana for a hitless boss.
Wow. I would love to see that. If that is going to be the play, I would love to see Rolana hitless. Because I cannot do that.
I mean, not only Rolana hitless, but Rolana hitless with a colossal. That seems like you need to have practiced it specifically with colossals.
Yes, very true.
Oh, and Tom goes down here in the Radon fight. I missed that entirely.
What? So is Tom going for hitless here, I would assume?
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah, he's going certainly for hitless.
And Jack going for the Omen Killer here. For the... Oh, just to get out of combat, I guess. He's Jack's going to get some talismans maybe from from Kale.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, he's gonna pick up. He's gonna sell his Marka's Rune from the basement. He's gonna pick up some. What do we got here? Great Jar Arsenal. Oh, for light load perhaps. For light load with the hammer for hitless.
Oh,
that makes sense.
Fun is trying hitless Godric with incants.
Hitless Godric incants. He's trying to end the game. That's crazy.
That's
the dagger. Here it comes. We'll see.
My god, no way. You know, hitless incant.
This could be the biggest play in history or the biggest flop in history. It really just depends on what side you end up on.
You know, if I was fun, if I was fun here though, I wouldn't be too greedy. Like, I would probably finish out this fight because I know that Fun has it in him to kill like Melania or Estelle hitless. So I'm not sure if he considers like Godric a necessary hitless for the square specifically.
I don't know if he saw it, but he saved mana by not hitting Godric during the phase 2 animation. So saving that mana there, really conserving the mana, really practiced. You could definitely tell that this has been practiced.
Ooh, the nightmare attack. This is not good for hitless.
Ah! Crouch. Does that help at all? I don't think crouching helps at all, but that's scary.
Ooh,
I hate these stairs too.
That's the Rolana. He got hit, so that's no longer hitless.
Classic. I just think at this point, like, you just need to go for it. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things. Oh, poison mist. Very interesting. Does that gonna trigger poison even? Oh, maybe he needs a second cast. Oh, that.
No, it does.
Yeah, I see it. I see the numbers triggered.
Oh, but he has to be careful here. Wants to get the hitless.
Oh my goodness. These stairs are awful. These stairs are awful for hitless. Oh, I don't know if the wind can even deflect the stone.
No, I don't think it does. I know it does for
That's
projectiles. But
yeah,
like,
but the stone is just Chad mode.
yeah,
You just
it's
throw
just
a
going
rock.
straight through.
I guess rock does beat paper after all.
Oh my god, what are these attacks? Oh my god. It's so close. I mean...
And Champa on the bottom of your screen is fighting Commander Gaius. Although, I will say, my biased attention is towards the top right for that incant only hit list. I am...
Oh, no!
Oh!
Fun! Why did he dodge that way? Oh, he's probably so unhappy with himself. That was so close to the legendary play.
Oh my goodness.
I mean,
Youch.
it's definitely the right choice not to quit out here for the hitless, because that fight takes forever with... Oh, but it's no longer a hitless Rolana, now Jack just dies.
You see, the problem is for that not being hitless is that Champa was going for hitless Gaius. So
yeah,
that does kind of reverse the efforts of Champa a little bit here, because now he has to choose another square. I think he did do hitless Gaius. I think he's going to go for probably Egon's Finger as the final square, or maybe just the long play to Bale or PK. He's got the choice here. He could go wherever he wants.
You know, if I know these players right, I have a pretty, I'm pretty sure they know that it's completely over, and they're kind of just practicing bosses and doing kind of whatever at this point. Because,
yeah,
I mean, 11 squares is always like, oh, there's still a chance, but 12, you have to snipe your opponent on, you know, what, 4, 5, 6, 7, I said it, squares.
I don't know if you saw, but MB2 is going for hitless Godric and literally got hit on the last possible attack because he did like the Storm Stomp and he had like literal like 1 HP. Like the pixel was barely there for the 1 HP. I think we're just hoping for, if you're, you know, Cacio to Pepe, you're hoping for a better game 2. And if you are Team Smorg, then you are just trying to, you know, figure out, reverse engineer the blueprint of what worked in this match and just do it again next match.
Yeah.
And it looks like is Champa going for Rolana as well?
Yeah, it would seem that way, and Jack got hits here in his Rolana fight. Kind of.
Wow. Is Rolana hitless like a viable strategy? I feel like I've seen it. I've seen people go for it in season 5, and it just has never felt very viable to me.
Yeah, I think the Colossal is probably the thing that's tripping up Jack. I know that he's done it many times before, and I think he single-handedly tried to change the meta for a previous DLC format by just being able to hitless Rolana pretty consistently, but I think the Colossal is really what's making this even harder than it already is.
Do you think that for hitless Rolana you need a upgrade, like an upgraded Skadu, and you know, like, do you think your build has to be pretty much more or less finished in order to go for hitless Rolana, or is it one of those ones where you can, you know, take the gambit and not really rush it, but go for it like kind of in the middle of the match? Because I mean, right now Champa is doing big damage to Rolana here. I mean, this looks honestly semi-scripted because you could probably get the stagger in phase 2 and barely have to fight Rolana. So I would assume that that's kind of how you would do hitless Rolana, is by just scripting it.
Oh,
here you gotta be careful. This is where the fight gets really scary. Yeah, this is very scary because Rolana is much more aggressive in phase 2. Has those? Hit.
Yeah, I think he got scared there, because I think another charge R2 would have been the stagger, like you said, for scripting that beginning of phase 2. But yeah, phase 2 seems super scary for the hitless Rolana. Lord knows I couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
But Fun is going in on what will be his first hitless in Radon.
Yeah, I guess it could have been his second, but the incants did not really work out hitless. That was very, very unfortunate to see.
Yeah.
That was so close. My goodness. Dude, these like, I don't know. Rolana is just so scary to try to do hitless. I feel like I've always been very, very, not even just like afraid of it. I've always been very just averse to wanting to do it. I've always been like, I don't really want to have to rely on doing a hitless. Like even a boss like Mesmer, I get kind of scared to hitless, even though it's kind of easy. Like I just get kind of scared.
Yeah, I mean, it is a pretty scary boss to hitless. Like kind of a similar issue that Romina has for the hitless square as well, where it's like it's just really scary. You're gonna get hit by some dumb stuff, you know.
Oh, the magic coming out, and
I think he'd be better off just dying instead to reset the physic instead of quitting out.
That's true.
But it looks like Tom is already working his way into Capital, killing DTS now, so he's definitely ahead on the Capital, but not by much, because Fun is right behind him, I believe. Yeah, Fun did finish his hitless. His hitless were done. And we're going to see the damage difference here between Tom and Fun, with the Fun having the Helfins.
When Fun does make it to that DTS, we're going to see a way faster fight, most likely, just because of the damage difference. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, again, about, like, the weapon checks really making a big difference. I mean, you said that Helfins was in Roundtable, but I almost, like, don't know why Tom wouldn't ever check Roundtable if this was his only option, was a Banished Knight's Sword. I understand that you would lose time checking Roundtable, but I feel like it's just the odds of probability. I feel like there's a very low chance of not finding something at least decent in Roundtable, because it is what, like 6 weapons or something like that. So I don't know. I feel like I'm very torn. I can go either way between checking Roundtable and not checking Roundtable, but I really do. Oh, here comes the magic attack again from Champa. He does end up getting the nice dodge on it, and oh, no stagger just yet, and boom, that should be a stagger.
Oh,
we'll see if he can finish the fight here.
Yeah, we'll see if he might. Oh, this is probably it.
That's enough. Yep, that should be game, right?
Yeah, that should be game. Nice.
And that's
really
game.
Well played there from Team Smörgåstårta.
Hitless Rolana.
13-6. 13-6. My goodness.
Yeah, this game had a lot of turning points, honestly. Yeah. Like I said, it was 1-5, then it was 5-5, then it was 6-9, and I don't know. I think a big turning point was that Furnace Golem for sure.
Yeah, that's definitely, like, I don't know. It was really really unfortunate to lose out on that, because obviously the thing is with a format like this, when all of your bingos are blocked, you have to block all bingos in order to win, and with that being marked by Team Smörgåstårta, all of a sudden one of your squares is going to have to be Midra at some point. And,
right, exactly.
And it's going to be PK, and it's got to be Bale, like, or it's going to be Midra and Bale potentially. So I mean, it was just the Furnace Golem was incredibly pivotal. So yeah, it looked like a difficult game to come back into. I think the weapon check did end up being obviously very hurtful in the end, but it didn't seem like that really was the end all be all for Cacio and Pepe there.
No, I think weapon selection wasn't like bad per se. I just think that, like, the weapons that, like, I guess rolled is the right term because of, like, the seeds and whatnot. I think the weapons that rolled for them and what they chose were just not what they were looking for the board, if that makes sense. Because that Sunflower Hammer is great for PK, great for Commander Gaius, great for a bunch of different bosses that weren't really here. Like, he could have maybe done Gaius hitless or PK at some point, but I think the board was more favored towards that, like, faster greatsword moveset. As you saw, we even saw the hitless Rolana at the end. Yeah, I mean, I think it was Furnace Golem. I think it was Tree Sentinel Duo for sure. maybe even tree spirits, like, you know, not being able to get there fast enough due to being slower in some squares. But this game really was anyone's game. Like I said, you know, it was at one point 5-5. So I mean, it was tied up. It was a very, very close match. And this just goes to show that at this level of bingo, how quick a match can get out of hand.
Yeah,
You know,
for sure.
how quick a match can slip out of your reach. Because I mean, losing one square means that you're not only losing a square, but you're not getting a square. So like they're getting one and you're not getting one. So like it just gets really hard when you go down like 1 or 2 squares, because it doesn't look like it's that much of a lead, but them getting a square means that you're not getting one. So it's like it's very hard to come back in a setting like this for sure.
Yeah, I think I see Elash is in here, and I think for the print screen of the board, we're going to be able to take that from the VOD if none of the refs already have taken a print screen of it. And I think you can probably go ahead and reset the board and make it without the bosses with a color in their name. And maybe Elash, if you could also check how long they would need, if they need like a 10-minute break or something. I think we might need one.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, thing is, they just went for totally different opening strategies here, and you know,
I think the play from Team Smorg was slightly better for sure, because they ended up getting a huge lead early on. And I mean, we were talking about it as well, like in the match, like the night bosses, color bosses synergy was there, but I think that Team Smorg had a bit more of a advantage early on.
Yeah, and I mean, it was like you kind of ended up leading them into a play that they wanted to do, because Smörgåstårta could, without feeling like, oh, I'm going so far out of, like, it wasn't that they had to block with, you know, Midra or something. You know, they got to block with tree spirits, and Fun saw elder lines being marked, so he was like, oh, let me greed this and kill 2 tree spirits bosses for my tree square. And he could just like synergize it and get so much more out of it. And they even got the tree scent duo square as well. So it was, I don't know, the trade that they ended up making for that, it like also furthered their column 1 too. So yeah, so I mean, it was a really cool, really interesting game plan from Cacio and Pepe. It didn't work out this time. I think the weapon difference probably had a little bit to do with it. I think one thing that I've realized is I might have a plan in mind in the beginning of a game, but then I see Greatsword check and I'm like, oh, we need a different plan. Because all of a sudden I see a Helfins and I'm like, yeah, maybe that Smithing Stone 1-2 is not going to be the good opening play anymore.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely. And I think for game 2, we're just hoping for you know, a rebound for sure from Cacio to Pepe, and from Smorg to just do the same thing, you know, just to make the same smart decisions, have a strong opening play. And yeah, we'll see how that unfolds. Are we doing a break for the second match, or how are we looking for
well, I would
the projected?
Yeah. I can't really see the bingo chat right now. I know Elash is in there talking to them, so I think we'll at least do a 5-minute break here, and I think I'll hop over to that screen. So we'll be back in at the
Don't go anywhere,
Yeah,
guys.
don't go anywhere. 5 minutes until next bingo match, or 10, depending on what the players feel. So yeah,
6 or 7.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We'll see you in a little bit. Yeah, so we'll be back in probably 5 or 10 minutes. Yeah. See you then.
All right.
right, welcome back, everybody. Stretched your legs, pet your cat, got something to drink. So, gonna see some more Bingus here shortly. Oh,
hell yeah! Welcome back, everybody. We are just about to get into round 2 of this best of 3. Team Smorg did take the first match, so we are going to see if they can take the whole series with this one, or if Cacio and Pepe can bring it back and potentially bring this to a game 3, which will be scheduled for a different day. So this will be the last game of the day. So make sure you guys are locked in and ready to watch Bingus for the rest of this match, because this will be the last match of the day. Yeah, what are we hoping for the board? What are we hoping for to see? What are we hoping that we don't see? What do you got?
I mean, obviously hoping for something that's not very runaway. I'm hoping for something that has a relatively even distribution between like rush, early, mid, and late game. So, like some kind of a natural progression, something that leads at least the base gamers to like not immediately go for a +9, but they go for a +4 and then maybe a +6 and then maybe a +9, or something that naturally progresses. I think I would like to see some contested squares in the mid game, but not contested squares in the early game, because I don't want to see like a runaway board.
Yeah, those can really get out of hand. Like if you get sniped multiple times on an early game board, yeah, that can really get out of hand. I'm hoping to see like some strategy, like some like, okay, we're gonna go for 2 night bosses, then we'll go for this because it synergizes with this. You know, I want to see some sort of synergy plays where players are leaving squares open, and then going for, let's say, R'Lana's on the board, but also night bosses on the board. So we see an early R'Lana, but they're foregoing hitless R'Lana so they could just get the R'Lana square and the progress of night square. So I want to see like kind of like synergy plays like that, where they have to kind of pick and choose what to do, what to not do. So I think that'll be very interesting, and we'll see what exactly these players have in mind for their game plan on this board. I really wonder what though the plan is for Cacio and Pepe, because they are on the back foot here. They do need to win 2 matches in a row to advance to finals, and I don't know. I'm very interested to see what they're going to bring into this match and what they're going to change up and switch up to hopefully bring it back.
Absolutely, yeah. I think they would probably do well trying to play a little bit more to their strengths, and judging by the first game that became a draw and judging by the first game that we kind of restarted, it seems like they are very confident in having a really, really good opening play, having a really early kind of opening play. And I think going for something like that, just to get some board presence, to get some kind of map progression, to just allow for like a little bit of a dynamic strategy rather than going all in for a play even that early on, hoping that the 5 tree spirits was going to set off the opponents to like a path that maybe they were going to recover more squares than they lose. So I would like to see them going for a little bit more of an early game presence on the board.
Yeah, I would agree. And not conceding as much, for later, right? There's only so much you can concede. You need to at least get some presence on the board early on. So we'll see how they decide to do that. And it looks like we do have our board rolled, and it's time for the new center square.
Interesting.
Explain to us what the center square is. Explain to us what this means. Explain to us what center square we have today, what we're doing.
Well, it is castle, capital, and keep, boss. So it is not like the Ghost and Engraved Glovewort, where it's going to be marked in the first 10 minutes. Because even the best of speedrunners, I don't think, could make it to capital in sub 10. So I would, so it's a capital boss. So obviously, any boss inside of the capital. So I would assume that DTS does not count as much as like Margit doesn't count for the castle boss, because it's outside of the castle.
Outside of Stormville Castle, yep.
And for Keep a boss. I think someone might have to confirm this for me, but I wonder if Hippo is enough. I would imagine it is. Or you have to kill Mesmer.
I would assume it would count because it's the Shadowkeep main gate is the
Yeah.
grace that you unlock before
Yeah, so it
Hippo, so
definitely
it is
should be.
the Shadowkeep. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
But we'll get some confirmation, I guess, from the refs.
Let's see what the
but it looks
starting
like we
classes are.
we are in prep, so we'll see what we got going on here. Looks like we got some a lot of choice of weapons here for the base game players. We got some twin blades, we got rotten battle axes. Lots of big weapons. Lots of really big weapons.
Yeah, two
Rotten battle
classes.
axe, or sorry, rotten great axe might be a choice here for NPT. I mean, the starting sets are also randomized, correct?
Yeah.
Or are they not
Yeah.
randomized? They are? Okay, yeah. So they also have to consider what starting like stats you want. Stats are also very, very important for base game because it determines a lot of what you're going to be fighting with as far as your health goes, as far as your starting strength goes.
But also,
endurance.
30 arcane is on the board, and the class that Tom is looking at starts with 16.
Ooh.
So, I mean, yeah, a little bit of a What else do we see here on the board? I mean, early on, I see 2 Falling Star Beasts for the base gamers. That's definitely something that is at least synergistic with the setup of a smithing weapon. But I think we also have Cave and Grotto again on this board, but it's 4 this time, so definitely not.
That's not rushable, right?
Yeah, that's not rushable anymore. Some of the other rushable squares that we have for the base game is Scar Seal Talismans, and I guess you could qualify 2 Elder Lions into at least early game, not necessarily rush. What do you see for the DLC?
I see Moore's armor set. I see Dryleaf Dane. I see Hanging Pots, and I see Drain the Water as the ideal first squares, and there's many different directions you can go. But I think what we'll see from the DLC players here is probably a rush towards Dane, just because Dane is rewarding you for progressing Scadu Altus. So, I mean, there's really no reason to not go for Dane. You could also play the long game and go for Moore's armor if you wanted to. That works well with the 30 arcane square. That works well with column 5. And I mean, there's many different directions you can go if you're in the DLC here. I don't think we're going to see a lot of combined squares off the bat. And we are off to the races, by the way, guys. This is game 2 getting started. It is 1 Team Smorg, 0 Cash Pepe. So we are basically, we are on match point here. We're going to see if Smorg can secure the win. What I was going to say, though, is with the combined squares, I see a lot of text on the combined squares. So I assume those are not going to be done in the first 10 minutes of the game, because when there's a lot of text, it means there's a lot of objectives that you need to complete. So my intuition says that we will not be doing a lot of these combined squares early on. I see Vare's Finger and Egon's Finger. I see Castle, Capital, and Keep. I see Star Scourge, Radon, and Commander Gaius. That one is possibly the only rushable one alongside the duping squares. I would say row 1 is probably the best chance we'll see at getting combined squares, at least early on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, none of these combined squares are really early at all.
Yeah. The early one is probably Gaius and Radon, or a dupe, I would assume.
Yeah, I would say so too. And do we see any real runaway lines? I think probably row 1 is probably the only one, because I mean you do get the Gaius and Treecent duo, both obviously really close to each other, and Radon and Gaius would be a dupe for a Remembrance. So I don't know, just for board position, I feel like the Scar Seal Talisman is very alluring, especially considering both of the base gamers started off in the same class that has the Uchi. So going for the Scarseal Talismans, you actually do get the smithing 2s and 3s, so you get a pretty decent first setup for your weapon there too.
You know, something that I do see developing in the base game is I see a lot of capital here. I see a lot of capital because there's Margit and Moog's Shackles. I see Fia's Champs. I see Moog Lord of Blood. Is that capital? I don't think you need capital.
It could be
for
capital
that
access because it's a great rune.
Right.
But,
that's fair. Oh, that's a really good point.
Yeah.
We could see Radon and Moog capital.
Yes.
We could see the DLC unlock capital access. Absolute cinema. Holy.
Yeah, I mean, Moog is a huge rune infusion. There's also a bunch of smithing 6s, smithing 7s, and 8s in there. So if you're going with a smithing weapon, you know, one thing that I've seen, and this is like a part of the meta that has been developing, that people have been using, and that is setting up Moog early, because you get an absolute buttload of cash on the way, and you get a bunch of these smithing stones that you will need. So just setting it up early, just having access to it, you get so many runes. You know, substitute it for the Hallig Tree run. It takes quite a bit longer to set it up, but once you're there, you're basically set for the rest of the game.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Actually, I was gonna say that. I promise. I was gonna say all of that, and Moog is a perfect boss for this board. It is capital, 100%. That's exactly. You took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah.
All right.
And
so,
I mean, you could also potentially choose. I mean, we've seen it a couple of times where people have actually gone to Fias from capital.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking that you would do capital just to get access towards Fias, because I mean, if you mark a square in the capital, that tells a player that you're very close to that.
Yeah.
That potential threat. If you mark capital boss or castle capital keep boss, you are close enough to do Fia's Champs like that. If someone started going now towards Radon or whatever, then they wouldn't make it in time. So yeah, I'm interested to see what these the base game players are going to do here, because it looks like both players start with the same starting class. NBT is going to be setting up his weapon with some smithing stones here from Shifra. And it looks like Fun is going for the Ordina money. That one seems to be quite a classic.
I think he's going for Lord of Blood.
Is he going for
setting up Moog?
I see. How do you avoid the invader here? Do you just despawn him?
You despawn him. Yeah, you just run away and despawn him. So yeah, Fun kind of conceding the Scarseal Talisman as his opening play, which I think could probably be a pretty good idea. But Tom probably only has to do a run through mountaintops to be able to be set up enough to kill the 2 Elder Lions, which would make that top row pretty scary.
Yeah. Actually, now that you think about it, this could be a like you said, a little bit of a runaway if Team Smorg does not identify that as a threat soon enough. We're gonna see how it turns out for them, but yeah, looks like Fun did just despawn the Sanguine Noble, and he will just be heading on towards the teleporter now in order to progress towards Lord of Blood. Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see for sure, because Jack is here in Bonnie Village while Champa is heading into the Shadowkeep already. So you can already tell a little bit of a divergence in routing here, because obviously Champa did the gravestone skip, or just something that Jack did not do. Jack found the rusted anchor, by the way, from
Champa
the Great
almost
X check.
certainly did too.
Very
I would be
cool.
surprised
So
if he didn't run past that.
Yeah, we're probably gonna see players checking roundtable. I mean, they have to get stones, but we're probably gonna see at least one rusted anchor if I had to guess. And NBT here is gonna grab some money from the Hallig Tree. Also, so is Fun. Fun is opting to grab his money from the palace grounds, as well as like you said, the 6s, the rarest stones in bingo, apparently.
Yes, yeah, they are.
So that's good synergy right there, I guess, going for the long play of setup to just get the 6s from Moog's Palace, get some money from Moog's Palace, and also set up Lord of Blood. So honestly, great play here. Great play from Fun. Is the Palace skip the one where you parkour by the skeleton, like up and into the palace. Is that skip allowed for Bingo?
Yes, I believe that. I don't know. I don't know if we're talking about the same skip, but there is a skip that is allowed that we might see. Okay, so Fun is not going for that. So he just set this up, but didn't go all the way, which I think is probably right. I mean, he does need the Lord's Rune. He's already picked up an absolute crap load of runes here. But yes, I do believe that skip is allowed. You mean the one where you land next to the Newman's rune, I believe?
Yes.
Yeah, that one is allowed for sure.
Okay, I see.
They are kind
Champa
of
here, by the way,
yeah.
is also he rushed Drain the Water. So you can already see a little bit of divergence, like I was saying before, with the DLC players routing. Champa went for Drain the Water. Jack went for more of a setup route where he kind of spread himself a bit wide. And we'll see. I think he's going for Moore's Armor, if I had to guess, because that would be in this direction towards Bellarat. It also sets up Iris of an Iris to an NPC. It sets up that square nicely to have access into Bellarat for that Bellarat Queeline invasion. So it also okay, never mind. I was gonna say maybe Bellarat counts as the castle keep capital, but I don't think it does. I think Bellarat is it's like Bellarat Tower Settlement or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't think it's
I
like
don't
a
think
castle
it's
or anything like that.
But I will say here,
But,
I mean, a little bit of a smart play, though, I will say, because Drain the Water does show a lot of map progress, and almost every single player that does Drain the Water continues like Champa is right now to get this grace. And
you also get a Somber 9 as well.
Which saves a bunch of money, but also you get closer to Gaius and Treescent Duo. So that also signalizes that, you know, we might not be going for that row 1, but we have answers.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely it does. And we'll see what Jack decides to do with this information. Drain the Water is one of those squares. It's very interesting because it's a good square pickup, but it gives away a lot of info, like you just said. Like we now know if you're Jack and NPT, they're like, we know exactly where he's been. We know what progress he has. He has Shadow Keep back section, and you know, he has Somber 9 or whatever. So they kind of have all the info on this play. And I'm watching the top left here. Tom is getting shrimped over and over again. We'll see if he can get away, hopefully. He's going for the 2 Falling Star Beast square. Gets the shortcut in case of an incident, grabs the Somber 4, and he'll be on his way to the Falling Star Beast for his first out of the 2 in the bottom right corner. As Jack is again setting up both Moore's Armor and Dryleaf Dane. So I think they're taking kind of an opposite approach as the last match. I think they're going for these rushable squares this time around outside of last match's game plan where they went down a couple of squares in favor of a late game play. They're now going to be in the driver's seat going for these early game plays like the Falling Star Beast, like Dane, like Moore's Armor set. So I actually like to see this. Honestly, I think this is definitely a smart choice, and we'll see. I don't think Jack has a weapon yet. It would have been a good synergy to also take out the Invader Queeline here while getting Moore's Armor. I don't think that was very possible though if you're going to rush it. Unfortunately, we won't be seeing that synergy. And there also is not a Grace nearby that makes sense to grab. But this is going to be Moore's Armor here from Jack. Boom, there's the square mark. And yeah, that's good to see that, you know, like we said, what we wanted to see this game was a more what's the word? A more decisive game plan, I suppose, from this team. They know what they want to do, and it's nice seeing them in their element, so to speak, more so in their element than last match.
Yeah, for sure. And we see a lot of splitting here from the base gamers because both Tom and Fun have picked up their first Scarseal Talisman, and they are just kind of setting up a little bit of, you know, a little bit of money, a little bit of presence, and a little bit of, you know, map progress here. But yeah, I mean, Tom opting to go for a completely different route towards upgrading his Uchi than Fun was, because Tom is going to be getting his 6s and 7s from the Falling Star Beasts, as opposed to Fun, who went for that Moog of Blood play.
Yeah. And I'm looking at Champa's POV here. It looks like Champa and Jack are both having the same idea, going for that hanging pot square. And again, that's what I was saying about, the early game plays. Jack kind of forewent that drain the water play, and instead is, prioritizing these early squares like the Moore's Armor, like setting up Dane, like setting up pots. We'll see if he can get the third pot before oh my goodness, before Champa can. He misses the first go, and it looks like Champa is going for the hanging pot in the river, if at all. I don't know if there's a faster one, but there's one in Elac River. Talking to Tiolier here, maybe for poison throwing knives, so he can do
that makes sense. That makes
strat.
sense. Yeah, because he's already made it past like on his way to the keep from like towards back section. So
yeah, oddly enough, throwing knives are a commodity in the DLC. Like you really don't see throwing knives that often in the DLC, and you're just happy to find 4 or 5. You're just like, oh, thank God.
Yeah,
I have a couple of throwing knives. So
I saw Jack going past the axe check, also picking up the kukris that are there. I believe the only pickup of kukris in the DLC.
There's one more, but it's in Ancient Realm, so not really viable to go for right now.
Yeah.
Oh, Tom here, by the way, on the top off your screen is fighting his second Falling Star Beast. Had it rotted, by the way. Used that rot from Celia Tunnel.
Yep.
And there's Falling Star Beast for Tom.
Oh.
And that is row 5 and column 5 activated for Cacio to Pepe. Wow.
Blasting out squares. Look at this square selection too. Like we were saying.
Wow.
This game plan is already brewing.
Oh yeah, absolutely it is. And also Jack has Dane set up, right? Like Jack has Dane set up, and Champa, I guess, didn't grab more Ruins. I guess the forewent that extra grace for more, time save on Drain the Water, I would suppose, because now it looks like he's going for that more Ruins grace and is going to probably set up Dane now. And Jack is getting his weapon set up as well, so we might see a bit of a race. Honestly, if I had to guess, we might see a little bit of a race on Dane here. We see the Matting Hand. We see Nagakiba, I think, in the round table shop. But it looks like Jack's going to use the Rusted Anchor instead because he thinks it's probably more consistent. I think either way, you can't really go wrong with Rusted Anchor.
I mean, I think he's opting in for this specifically because of how many Drakes are on the board. I mean, you have Sinisax, you have 3 Dragon Drakes, you have Vare's you have Egon's Furled Finger in the combined square, and you do get Pierce with the Rusted Anchor, so makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I mean, the only downside is that Anchor is quite expensive to upgrade. It takes like a lot more money to upgrade because you have to buy the stones and you have to upgrade the weapon, which is for some reason categorized by weight instead of anything else. So Jack has weapon fully upgraded, and again, great axes are just so good for NPCs. Like last match we saw the Colossal for the NPCs that really wasn't as good as just a greatsword, and this is kind of like the same spirit of gameplay of just kind of R1 mashing and just kind of trying to interrupt the NPC's moveset. So yeah, Jack will be going for Dryleaf Dane here as Champa heads on the elevator towards Tree Sentinels and or Gaius, while Fun on the top right of your screen is going for the Elder Lions in Redmane Castle, actually, which also progresses the dupe square, progresses the kill Radon in the Commander Gaius square, and progresses the kill a castle, capital, and keep boss. So really good play to go for Lions here. I don't have any issues with going for Lions here.
I mean, we were saying early, like one of the first things that is kind of runaway is that row 1. And if he gets Elder Lions and then ports out to finish off his Scar Seal talismans, I mean, we can see Champa already down here by Gaius.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, this could be the play. And I think if you're NPC, you have to finish that Scar Seal, sometime soon. like if you're seeing this team going dark on the board, you can't just assume that you're getting snipes, right? You have to at least think that something else may be going on, might be brewing in the works. And I think Drain the Water does actually illustrate pretty well actually what this team is up to, based on, you know, the clues given. There's Riley Dane for NPT and Jack, but it looks like they will lose this column 4 to the Elder Lions play once Fun marks that. But that might give a little bit of info off to NPT, like, hey, I need to finish Scar Seals. He might pivot potentially.
Yeah, but he's not. He's going for the God's Gonna Possible. But the thing is, this row 1 is way faster than the row 5.
Yeah, I would agree. The DLC Baron isn't bad, but again, yeah, that's capital access and 4 caves for. Oh, Champa goes down.
Yeah, Champa does go down to Gaius.
Champa goes down.
Did it
and,
hitless first try last game, but now it dies.
Confirmed Rusted Anchor, worst weapon in the DLC.
Confirmed.
Get it out of here. NPT here, going for that Apostle. While it looks like Fun is in the Weeping Peninsula, going for that Scarsteel Talisman play. There goes the Apostle from NPT.
You know what? One thing that is pretty interesting about this Scarsteel Talisman.
And here goes Tom!
Yeah, but the thing is, like, another benefit to going for the Scarsteel is if Fun is thinking about this after he gets the Scarsteel, he could just pick up the Grace, so he has quicker access to the dupe as well.
Oh my goodness. NPT has been sitting on this Scarsteel Talisman for a little bit too long and is going to get punished for it.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, Tom has much higher of an upgrade for his weapon right now. So it is going to be a little bit more versatile. However, this is Uchi. So you got the bleed. You got the stagger with the unsheath. So we'll see how much the weapon upgrades actually differ here. Because I think Fun is only at plus 12 right now at the most.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Fun has it in the bag personally, not to commentate or curse or anything, but I think that with the Unsheath Ash of War, with just a lead like this, you really can't go wrong. Yeah, I mean, look at that damage.
Yeah, and
gets the stagger.
Yeah, he's not
going
to
to be
phase transition. Yeah. I mean, this is just yeah, and that's row 1 and. Does Tom? Oh my God, he was just about to enter the Everjail. Oh, because that would have been.
Well, now he's
gonna
grab the Grace for.
Yeah, he is.
He's gonna grab the Grace for the dupe now. So I mean, I suppose either way, this play is not bad because it does progress the dupe. So maybe we'll see Tom go for like a Radon play or something like that now. Or I mean, it looks like that's got to be the play because this row 1 is gonna really catch them by surprise if Champa can take out Commander Gaius. But it does look like Tom does have the first move on Fun, like you were saying. So a little bit of luck in Tom's favor. He did not enter the Everjail, so he did get a little bit of a head start towards this Radon play. Looks like Fun is going to Altus Plateau and not Kaled. So maybe he's grabbing an Altus Grace. No, he already has an Altus Grace. He's going for Tree Sentinel Duo. Yeah, I guess that makes sense because if you're NPT, the obvious play is to go for Radon. So I guess going for Duo makes sense in this context.
Jack is going to be trying to steal the dupe away with Rolana.
Ooh, this could be
so they are kind of conceding Radon and Treescent Duo in favor of just getting the dupe. But the thing is
smart from both sides.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be really interesting because it's like both of them kind of switching up on each other because now we have Fun finishing off this Treescent Duo, but that might be time that he can't really afford.
Right. This is time that you have to be progressing towards Radon and time that you kind of have to be racing for this row 1 because, again, like we were saying, now it's, Cash Pepe that's been quiet for about 5 minutes or so. So now you have to kind of be worried about what they could be up to. And I mean, it really is one of those things. It's like the endless mind game. It's the end. Oh my goodness!
He dies. He goes down.
What is happening? What is happening right now?
He goes down
in this game of bingo.
You know what? I hope Fun pivots here. It would be a really good time to pivot to Radon right now.
Absolute cinema.
Because how close is the dupe for the DLC players? Because I'm wondering if Jack is going to be the bottleneck for this.
I think Jack will be, because I don't think Jack has progressed towards the back section of Shadowkeep yet. Has he? I think he's gotten the bridge grace, like the bridge, but I don't know if he's towards the dupe yet. It might still even be NPT, honestly, because of how fast it is to do the dupe in the DLC. It might still be NPT that's the bottleneck here. Big damage here from Jack as well, by the way, guys, on the bottom left of your screen. Nice dodge from the magic attack there from Jack. He's got to be careful. Boom, does not care. He's wearing Moore's armor.
Yeah.
Opinion rejected. Rolana detected. Jack here taking out Rolana as NPT is heading into phase 1.5 of Radon. Radon's going to go for that AoE, and Tom's going to be trying to go for a quick stagger here. Make this fight a one phaser. I don't know if he really can. I just barely missed the stagger. That's all right. He does have quite a lead. It looks like Fun and Champa are committing to that row 1 block, or sorry, the column 5 block with the transitional duos, which makes sense, I think. I think at this point you're a bit too late for the dupe.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to just kind of go for this square. MBT taking Radon down. And now Jack is duping. So yeah, like I said, the limiting factor ended up being NPT.
Fun dies again.
Oh
my god.
It's a mental game. Bingo is as much of a mental game as it is a physical game, I guess. A gameplay game. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, the mental really getting to him there. He does have the grace set up for the castle front for Radon. However, I think the festival started. Yeah, the festival started because he did grab an Altus Grace. So he can take down Radon. Oh, Jack picked up the giant finger from Roundtable. He picked up the meta weapon from Rolana's Remembrance. That's pretty good. That's pretty good stuff. That's for the Remembrance. So that's on column 1 on row 4. I think Jack's gonna go for Commander Gaius, and then he's gonna get the square with Remembrance. Absolute cinema. But I think if Fun gets Radon here, he gets the square anyway. But yeah, I think Jack will take out Remembrance with Commander Gaius here.
But you know what? It could be really interesting because some of the timings here could be a little bit off. I mean, Fun obviously has to kill Radon, and that's going to be their square. But depending on where Jack is on his way here to back section, this I don't know. This dupe business could be problematic because Tom already finishing his dupe. Oh wait, Jack already did dupe.
Jack already duped. Yep, he already duped.
Oh, okay, I see.
So there goes row 1. Row 1 is no longer gonna be that runaway for Team Fun and Champa.
Oh my god. These trees and duos are not doing the Team Smörgåstårta any favors right now.
Yeah, they're not. This duo is not happy. I was trying to make a duo joke. It didn't work out at all. But yeah, these duos are very, very upset with Fun and Champa. Looks like NPT is going to Moog, I would assume.
That's what it looks like.
NPT is setting up Moog for a potential.
Tom,
he got the Invader.
He got the Anastasia.
Yeah, he's gonna have to fight her or die.
Yeah.
Anastasia, Tarnish Eater.
Yeah, she's
here to eat Tom. Yep, she's here to eat his bones. So hopefully he's not her lunch. Hopefully he doesn't end up a snack for Anastasia. While Fun is going for Radon here. Radon does that phase 1.5, and we're really seeing the weapon difference actually between Fun and NPT, because NPT's weapon was kind of cooking Radon. This weapon is not really doing the same. Big stagger though. Didn't get the riposte. That's fine. Should get the phase transition here in a minute, like the meteor attack where he goes up. Should be happening right about now. and we'll see Radon being taken out before Jack can go for Gaius, I would assume.
Yeah, almost certainly, unless Fun has any incidents here, but I mean, his damage isn't great, so it's not going to be a fully scripted fight. But I would imagine it is pretty close to it. But the thing is, Tom could just immediately go and send Moog here, and even if Fun already has it set up, I would imagine the damage that Tom has would just beat Fun to a kill like that, because I mean Moog is so tanky.
Well, also the challenging part about that is that once Moog is down for Tom, he has capital access, so now he's ahead on. And there's Star Scourge and Commander Guys, by the way, taking out for Team Smorg. And like I was saying, if Tom takes out Moog, that's capital access. That's access to Moog and Margit's shackles, kill a castle, capital and keep boss, Fia's champs potentially. Moog is a square. So yeah, I mean it can go very, very much so in Jack and MBT's favor if this square does go his way, if Moog does go well for him. And Jack is going to be going for, I assume, the Remembrance at some point, because he has set up that giant finger. But again, we have the Colossal, never mind. I was going to say the Colossal versus ADM, but he switched off. He's learned from his mistakes, from his past mistakes. But
yeah. And it looks like Fun is going to be finishing his weapon upgrades here, or at least going to be going, so he probably will end up somewhere close to plus 20, I believe, with the routing that he's already taken. And I think he's going to definitely be behind Tom here for this Moog, because I'm assuming Fun is doing this upgrade to specifically go for Moog, and getting some synergy with Moog with that 30 arcane.
Right. Yeah. So he's gonna grab the 5s, right? That's what stones are here. They're 5s in this tunnel. Yeah, so he's gonna have 3 5s. A little bit of trouble here. This hill is so annoying sometimes. Yeah, there's the 5 right there. Then one behind here. Boom, that's 3 5s. And then he's gonna go for the 6s that he had in Mogwin Palace, I think. And then I don't know about 7s and 8s, but I assume if you don't kill Falling Star Beast, it's a bit challenging to get those 7s and 8s.
Ooh, Tom realizing that, you know, who needs vigor for Moog? That just makes the phase transition hurt more. So let me just dump all of my money into Arcane here. So
that makes sense. Yeah, he grabs the Arcane Square. It makes sense because the flasks are so weak right now because he has no Sacred Tears. So that makes the phase transition hurt even more if you have more HP, because it's percentage based, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it makes the flasks actually worse. And again, Tom going for the skip that I mentioned earlier, you kind of get a little bit of an angle on this this rock right here. Oh! Gotta be careful of the skeleton behind him as well. Okay, he's got it. So you basically end up on this rock structure, and you kind of just walk along these rocks, and then you jump into the Mogwin Palace from these rocks right here. That's what we were talking about earlier, where you end up by the Newman's room. If you just do a little bit of double jump action here. Oh, and he missed it.
Oof. Does get the quit out.
Is he going to be
though.
stuck on a quit out loop? Can I be stuck on a quit out loop here? We'll see based on where he...
Oh my god.
The stable ground. How much money did you pay Miyazaki, Tom?
Yeah.
How much did you PayPal to Miyazaki?
Yeah, this is that looked scripted to me.
The Bingo Club semifinal script has been leaked, guys. It's been leaked, and unfortunately, NPT is part of it. He's playing a big role.
So, you know, one thing that's a little bit interesting here, I mean, Champa, I believe, was setting up a little bit this given Iris to an NPC, and Fun did a little bit of an awkward run around through Altus to get a Grace and also get a Grace and also get the Furled Finger for the Magnus invasion for that Vare and Egon's Furled Finger. So I think they're looking a little bit at that column too.
That's fair. What I will say though, Fun is going for Commander Nile.
He's going here to pick up a smithing
sixes,
6, but he should have enough 6s because he did Radon.
No, but I was thinking Commander Nile resides in Castle Sol.
Fair.
Commander Gaius resides in Shadow Keep. Okay,
he's outside of Shadow Keep.
You picking up what I'm putting down?
Isn't Gaius outside of the keep?
It's the back gate. It's a Shadow Keep back gate. So I don't know if that counts as a Shadow Keep boss or not. But yeah. Oh, he goes down after grabbing the smithing stones.
Yeah.
I was thinking they were working towards that center square. I was thinking that they were going to work towards center square, but I guess that would require a lot of work from Fun because of the capital part of the square. It's really the limiting factor. A keep and a castle aren't too hard to get a boss kill in. MBT, by the way, top left, going to Moog Lord of Blood. You don't want to miss this, guys. You don't want to miss Moog action.
Put him up on the big screen here.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Moog
yeah.
Lord of Blood.
For a little bit of Moog action.
Not yellow damage. Red damage. Madge. Okay, this is actually not as good damage as I thought it was gonna be. I don't know about MPT, but he doesn't have rot grease either because he's done the Falling Star Beast.
Yeah, I don't know if he picked
yellow
more
damage.
Up. Yeah, the unsheath is yellow. Unsheath is yellow.
I think he's just getting some R1s in for bleed procs, I would assume.
He's probably
doesn't want
to
do too much
this
damage
a little bit with the stagger. So, oh my god, Moog is kind of trolling a little bit right now.
That's 47 blood rains in a row.
Yeah,
stinky I was counting. I was counting all of them. Yep. Yeah, I mean, this is just textbook Moog stuff. And, you know, when I think back to Moog, I really think of, like, NPT doing this with, like, a +3 Great Stars and getting it one cycle. And I'm like, how the hell are you doing this? Yeah, no, he's done, I don't know if it's +2 or +3, or maybe it's +12. I don't remember. But there was a route that we were doing, like the DLC route, like Defeat Consort, that the main weapon was Blood Ounce Fang, but Tom made a route with Great Stars, and he somehow got a one cycle with some crazy like weak Great Stars, and I was like, I don't know how you do this, but NPT here is like very, very experienced with this fight. If there's anyone in this match that I would trust with a Moog fight, it'd be NPT. So going into phase 2 here, Moog is a lot more dangerous. However, he also is more limited in his moveset. He also kind of does the same moves over and over again, jumps a lot, does a lot of blood attacks. I would honestly say phase 2 can be considered easier than phase 1 in some cases. If you know how to fight him, obviously. He gets very, very linear in his punishes. Don't want to live caster curse. Here comes the explosion. Boom. No bleed proc, thank you.
That's all the flasks.
And he's already out of blue as well, so no more unsheaths. There's a stagger. We're waiting on a bleed proc here. We need a bleed proc here, or we need something. We need something here. There we go. There's the bleed proc.
There it is.
And
really
Moog
well done from Tom.
Down. Giga Chad.
Nice.
Big.
And that's capital access for Tom.
Access.
Yeah.
Yep. So we're gonna be seeing capital potential, like square threats here with the capital, castle, and keep. We're also gonna possibly be seeing on Jack's end Iris of Grace or Iris of Occultation to NPC. Yeah, I mean, I think this is a situation where Team Smorg really has to figure out a way back into this game, and I think Fun is going for Beast Claw Magnus here. I believe that is for the finger?
Yeah,
for Vari's
finger, yeah. I mean, the thing is, they're 4 squares behind, but they're so far behind on not only squares, but threats right now. So I think it's really tough. I mean, they're actually further behind than just 4 squares on this board, and I think they are going for a little bit of a Hail Mary. Maybe they missed out on column 2 kind of a play right now.
Right. And Fun
yeah,
goes
Fun does
down
go
to
down.
Magnus. Yeah.
Just even more
Magnus-
time sink here for this column 2. And column 2 does have 2 capital squares, and Tom already has capital access. So, not sure what Tom is
Yeah.
going for immediately. I believe he might be going for the opening dialogue here for...
Probably for the quest line, right?
Yeah.
Like just like the...
Gets the closer grace. That's really nice. That does make that quicker for sure. I
And then
didn't
probably
even
gonna
know
go
that
for towards
grace
capital
existed.
now. I would assume we're gonna see him. He's gonna buy a finger from this merchant, possibly to invade Magnus. We could see a little bit of a race here because Jack is fighting the dueling Drake while Champa is setting up the dueling Drake, and while also at the same time, Fun has Magnus set up. I assume Fun has to buy another finger or whatever whatever you may need to do for Magnus. The fire! Oh my goodness! Bottom left of your screen.
Oh my god, he's getting
Jack
nuked from everywhere.
is getting destroyed by dragons, and it looks like Fun is going for Margit.
He's choosing
Going for Margit.
He's choosing
for
Godric,
capital?
yeah, for capital access, and also you get a castle boss that way. So that is a little bit nice for that way. But yeah, I don't know. The center square is not really going to cut it, but he does need that capital access in order to get this column 2 online. And Jack needs to survive these dueling drakes here in order to secure this this combined square for the Egons for finger 2.
Am I crazy, or is Tom's screen like incredibly dark, or his game's just like incredibly dark? Maybe not. Okay, I think that part of the game is just dark. The part with all the worm faces and whatever. I think it's meant to be like that. But yeah, Jack did take out his dueling Drake, and now NPT is going for Magnus, I would assume, for the quest line. Jack slams down on Egon with much power and passion. Gets the finger and is going to progress towards Senesax now, because that is a dragon or Drake boss. And NPT going for Magnus with the bleed grease and the Uchikatana here. Definitely a better choice. I feel like this fight is just sort of terrible no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only redeeming factor of this fight is to just do is it running R2 or running R1s that you do with the poke action with the Uchi?
Running R2,
Yeah,
is the poke.
But yeah, this is gonna be a dead Magnus here in a second. And the thing is, Fun has already sunk some time into this. So
yeah. Yep. And it looks like Fun is just pivoting out just because like it's kind of a time sink anyway, because Champa has to also do Egon's dragon as well. So it's just a bit of a time sink to do a combined square right now. I think DLC players kind of have a lot of agency right now because the squares are a lot more appealing to them. And so we see Champa going to back section for Iris of Grace potentially. And we see Jack progressing towards Senesax, dragon bosses. And he was also doing NPC Iris as well at one point or another. But it looks like Champa already has the Iris done.
This
like
Senesax, I believe, would be a double mark for Jack.
Yeah, I guess so, because he's done one dragon, or he's done two dragons.
I think he also did the first Drake right outside of ADM's cave.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, then that would be a double mark then. Yeah, Senesax would be 2 squares.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but
priest.
yeah.
This tells me that Senesax is definitely the play, because you wouldn't normally buy. Yep, there's the Bolt Talisman, Crimson Seed. He is going all in on and the Ritual Shield. Oh my goodness, he is optimizing his build fully for Senesax here. You'll love to see it, because Senesax is very, very annoying, especially when the game relies on it, especially when you need to get it. But Fun here, taking out Godric. Godric is now dead. I believe that's capital for him because he did Radon as well.
Should be capital access for Fun. So one of the things that would be a redeeming factor of all of this would definitely be if Fun opts out of the bloody finger and just tries to get more capital squares done. But the thing is, I mean, they have to pay attention to column 5 and row 5. So
yeah, absolutely. I think that the way back into this match, if you are Team Smorg, is to, you know, beat NPT on those capital squares. Not only that, but also kind of waste their time a little bit on the combined squares and just kind of get the DLC squares. We see Jack here, you know, recognizing that and going for Senesax instead of the combined squares, because it makes more sense to claim his squares now, because that's the win con for Team Smorg and for Champa, is to go for the DLC squares. And so there's a certain like game sense you need to determine whether a combined square is good, a DLC square is good, or a base game square is good. A lot more goes into it rather than just it being easy to do or it being obtainable like right now. A lot of it is kind of just, does it fit, you know, the narrative of this game state? You know, does it fit what we need to be doing? There's Varia's finger for NPT, and it looks like it'll be, if Senesax does go Jack's way, it'll be 11-5, because we just saw Champa mark Iris and NPC, so score's now 9-5. I got him for my 9-5 and played bingo all night. So now we are gonna see possibly an 11-5 as well from Team Ciao to Pepe. And honestly, like this strat is really good from Jack. I've never seen this before with Senesax, where you just kind of like go for the head. I've seen that kind of be the preferred strategy when you're trying to optimize the fight, but I've never seen that with a great axe. I've never really seen that. But it is a pure thrust weapon, which is actually like really good for a boss like this, because this boss is weak to thrust. So
I mean, we have seen this meta really develop for Senesax. Like, if you're a DLC player, it does seem that it is worth to put like 2 or 3 hours of practice at least, just to do quote unquote Senesax head tech, because it's like it's once you learn it, it does seem to be an even safer version to do that fight.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, what always gets me with Senesax is like that phase 2, where when you get to half HP, it does like the lightning AoE again all around the arena. That part is what really gets me about this fight. But yeah, even just hitting the tail and hitting just other body parts is doing a lot of damage, like way more than I would expect for a Senesax fight. Just because that thrust damage, right? That pure thrust damage is just
And he also
very strong.
He also has applied rot, so he's probably just one frost to proc away from finishing this fight. So, but he is running low on flask, so he can't be here for too long.
Frost Grease does run out. Did not get the frost proc. It is actually interesting to see like a whole Frost Grease use and not getting a proc.
Yeah, it's Ancient Dragons.
Yeah, they have a lot of reasons to like every single stat. Boom, that's a one head hit.
Oh my god, Fun goes down at the end of the DTS fight too.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, this is really looking really rough for Team Smörgåstårta.
Yeah, I mean a lot of mishaps early on, a lot of deaths in this game. There goes Senesax. Not a double mark.
Yep.
Second dragon. So I assume that's to devalue going for 3 dragons if you were Team Smorg. And looks like Champa is thinking about pivoting out, but we'll see what the
options are looking rough. I mean, what do you really go for here? Does he finish off tree scent duos, or I guess that is what he's opting to do.
Well, also like you can't, like if you kept going, like it wouldn't really progress much, because you're gonna hold Senesax for dragons. Like that doesn't really make much sense. And there's not fail, right? So there's not a whole lot to really go for in that direction. So just foregoing that completely. Well, Jack is going for Remembrance kill over the Remembrance weapon.
And a keep boss.
With that. Yeah, that's true. With the gazing finger. And so it looks like, will that be the square? I don't think so, because there still needs to be a capital boss.
Yeah.
That'll be
castle, I believe.
Yeah, it's true.
No, wait, no, he killed Rolana.
That's true. That's Castle Ensis. So Castle and Keep will be down for Jack if he can get this kill, and then NPT will just have to kill a capital boss for that square to count for them, which is should be really nice. There's that. I love that charge R2 in that gazing finger. The prayerful bonk. And Champa going for the duo to finish out that square. I don't think it's really going to matter much, though, at the end of the day, because this is a commanding lead. I mean, if you even just count like the dragon square that we're holding on to on the side of Cacio to Pepe, that's with this kill, that's 12-5.
Oh my god!
With capital.
Oh my god! It's one hit away. Oh, it gets it.
Sentinel
Oh my god, that was
down. Thankfully, Sentinel went down there. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so Fun does have a little bit of a lead here into Capital. And yeah, so one thing that is the thing with the Season 5 mod is that the only remembrance that you cannot get a remembrance weapon from is Gaius. So Gaius actually drops
somber.
Yes. So you actually can't use his weapon, and that is the only remembrance that Champa has killed.
Yeah, that's actually very interesting because it makes it so that Gaius is definitely devalued as a remembrance kill, which makes sense, honestly. And there goes Mesmer with the remembrance weapon. He's going to mark that any second now. And then likely just go and finish out the dragon boss, I would assume. I mean, it's just going to be the dragon. Let's say he's going to Bonnie Village. I wonder what that's for. Maybe for the
jail.
Oh, mother gesture. Oh, where is jails? Oh,
Everjail and jails. Because I think they're looking to finish on 3 dragons and Everjails and jails. Because I saw Tom do an Everjail earlier, so they must be paying some attention to that.
Yep, looks like Jack is going to go for that dragon boss after setting up a little bit of Bonnie Village. So it looks like he's going to mark that square, and then it'll be 12-5, and then their final square will probably be the capital square or the Everjail square, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Because Tom would have to go towards Goldfree, and that would be the capital square. And then, because they already have Castle and Keep with Mesmer and Rolana, and so that would just be Goldfree for Tom, and then Dragon for Jack here. So that looks to be the projected play for them. Tom here with some nice dodges on the Draconic Tree Sentinel. As Fun in the top right is heading towards the duo again. Did Champa take out their duo?
I don't know if he finished it or if he just killed one.
I see, because it does save progress on that one. Yeah. But wow, Jack is destroying this dragon. I didn't even notice. Like, it just like the health part is teleported down.
Yeah, I mean this just goes to show how incredibly powerful this weapon is for dragons.
Yeah, the pure thrust damage is just huge. Yeah, and there's Dragon Drake.
12-5 here. So like last game it was Team Smörgåstårta just absolutely beelining that 13-6, I believe. And this time around it looks like it's going to be 13-6 the other way.
Yeah, I mean we'll see, because Tom's lost to take out Goldfree for this to count. And perfect capital skip there, first try.
Yeah, really clean.
Really clean skip. Will he go for the Disruin My Life skip? Will he go for the big home run skip where he skips across the broken bridge? Probably not, but would have been cool to see anyway. But
I've seen him practice like a lot of the speedrunning routes. So
he's got a lot of experience.
I think he's got these skips in particular. He's got them down.
Yes, absolutely. Like the traditional fast capital. Gonna grab Avenue Balcony here, probably as a grace to return to after the boss has been defeated, in case he needs to go towards mountaintops or whatever.
Morgan Mo Shackles. I mean,
yes,
and
that's
you also
the
have
sewer grace. Yeah.
Also for the Bairns,
Yep.
potentially.
Yep.
So always a good grace to have, and also if you die, you are Sag. So we saw that.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Josh.
Shout out Josh. Yeah, I actually remember that. That was yeah.
He got sent back all the way to the 3-cent duo grace. That was that was terrible.
Looks like Jack here as a backup plan in case Goldfree goes horribly wrong is going to go for the jails, which makes sense because those are already set up for the most part and they don't take very long. So he is just going to be running through as he's kind of just killing time because Tom is the limiting factor here on the center square. So we are also seeing all 4 players in a different location because it looks like Champa is also going for the misbegotten kill in the Fissure Depths. At this point, it's a guessing game. It's a complete guessing game on what each player is going to do. Doesn't actually matter if Jack is going for the misbegotten because it really matters whatever NPT is doing because there's a lot more base and combined squares going on right now. So yeah, he's just making the prediction that Jack is going for that square, and you have to obviously snipe on everything if you're down by this many. But little does he know he's going for jails. So as NPT goes into Goldfree, this should be the final boss of this bingo match. NPT's got a lot of experience with Goldfree. I would assume that this is going to be an easy peasy kill. This is honestly one of the best bosses in the game for speedrunners and challenge runners because he does like kind of the same 4 moves over and over again. As you can see, it's very, very clean movement here. Just strafing to the right of him, staying on that left side, and very, very clean execution here from NPT.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very good stuff. This is one of those bosses you love to see in a randomizer because you're like, oh my god, a nice little break,
thank God,
nice little break. I can fight Goldfree. Yeah.
Yeah, I like this fight. I mean, it's got some enjoyable strafes and stuff, and that's GG's. Wow.
GG's for Jack and NPT. They end up taking the dub, tying up the series 1-1. Everybody.
So the huge drama continues. I mean, we'll have to.
The huge drama. The bingo script continues. I can't believe it, man.
Goodness.
I actually can't believe it. This league, this script has gone on for too long. Okay, we need to figure out and get to the root cause of it.
Yeah. This is crazy. I mean,
with all jokes aside, this has been a lot of fun today.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, really, really well played from Tom and Jack there in the last game. Really pulling it back, and it ended up being 13-6 the other way around this time. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be really interesting to see. This is going to be one of the first best of 3 games that I've seen go all 4 games.
The first best of 3 that goes 4 games? That's crazy. Four games and a reset 10 minutes in.
Yeah, that's absolutely crazy. I mean, since I can't alt tab to check the chat, maybe you could just write in the bingo chat and see if they're ready to hop in. I like to get everyone in here at the same time, kind of.
Okay.
For the full yappage.
Here, let me. Which channel would that be under?
Oh no, just like
or just in the bingo chat. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let us know when you're ready for interview.
Yeah, this yeah, it did seem pretty early on that Team Smörgåstårta, they were kind of full sending, full committing for that row 1, and they were really confident that they were going to be able to get it, just outspeed Cacio and Pepe, but they had a little trick up their sleeve. They went for the Rolana for the sneaky steal of the dupe, which ended up going in favor of Cacio and Pepe there. So
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like the players are ready. They are all ready for interviews. So I'm really excited to see what their mindsets are going to be.
Yeah,
about these two matches. So
I'll
we also have that print screen of the other board.
Ooh, I'm not sure if I can pull it up. We might have to pull it up from it, but I'll start pulling people in.
Okay.
Yo, GG's, everybody.
GG's, fellas.
GG's.
GG's.
Yeah. So yeah, I was just telling Blanxz here that this is one of the first best of threes that I've ever seen go all 4 games. You know, so that's pretty.
All of our games.
We're gonna be on our 5th game.
It's 5, yeah.
Technically
5.
5. Yeah, that's crazy. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if we want to start with game 1 here, but we did see an even 1-to-1 trade in games, and both games ending 13-6.
Yeah.
So
the real impact of game 1 was the reset and making me very upset. That was the real game 1. It was over.
We had a really good plan on game 1 too.
I saw the first square mark was like diagonal. I'm like, that's not right. What the heck?
Yeah.
What is going on here?
Yeah.
But yeah, then the double mark really gave away a lot of information. So yeah, that was definitely very, very unfortunate. But yeah, we were gonna ask you guys like what your game plans were. I don't know how much of game 1's memory you have still in your brain, but you know, the post reset game 1, do you want to give us a little bit of perspective? Well, I guess we'll start with Team Smorg, if you guys want to give us your perspective going into game 1.
Hard to remember. All I remember is it feels like I sniped Jack on the first few things. Is that correct? Like,
did we have a board snip? That's probably in the results.
No, he had an issue with a skip, so he pulled off on the cookbooks and went for something else.
I fell off
Went for
Gravestone in a
setup.
weird way, and so I just tried to set up, but like there wasn't another good square I could set up for really.
Yeah, because if it was very hard for me to know what you were doing when we got the first couple of squares.
Yeah, I was just killing bosses with color knights. Got the helm from Ralva, inched in back section, and then.
But you didn't do hippo first.
No, I figured you were gonna be doing the hippo.
Okay.
It's also like the slowest of the options, and I wanted to get back section.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I think that was a big thing we were talking about in game 1 was the decision to go for Red Bear over Hippo, because you guys were doing it I think the same time. There was like Hippo and Red Bear going on at the same time, and so we were just kind of curious about the thought process of like, you know, why you guys chose to prioritize Red Bear, and then we saw actually the row 3. Yeah, the actually also the column 2 and the row 3 we saw kind of sneakily develop for you guys there. So we thought that was very cool, the contrast there, and it was really cool how you guys like tied the game up as well after being down so much. So, yeah, I mean, I think we were talking about it as well in the commentary. I think the big turning point had to have been the furnace golem, right? That had to have like been the real turning point in that match.
Yeah, it turns out that weapon does literal 0 damage to furnace golems.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
actually, when I got grabbed, I was already like trying to get on Torrent and just get out of the fight and go reset and go do something else, because I was like, "Ain't no way I'm gonna be here for another like 10 minutes or something." So,
what weapon was that?
The sunflower.
Oh.
Yeah, it just did not do any damage.
Yeah, so I mean, that was definitely
like down 25% when he stood back up, like 25% of his health bar missing, like not even close to the halfway riposte mark.
Yeah, it looked a little bit rough, and I think kind of a big part of the ability for Smörgåstårta to move around that first board was also that Fun found Helfens, and I think that was pretty helpful in game 1 too. So, and also the fact that row 3 led them into Fun kind of being able to choose the tree spirits and getting a couple of those tree bosses and stuff, and just kind of running away with the rest of that board. But
yeah, I probably should have challenged the tree stuff. I figured they were going to be ahead, so I didn't want to go for it, but I probably should have challenged the faster tree bosses instead of going for what I did.
Yeah. I remember there being a close race on the Hyetta grapes, and we saw kind of a little bit of a damage difference there, and then also we saw that you pivoted out, and we were like, no. But
I had to, because like I had to hold that square to even have a chance, because I wasn't sure if he was just going into capital, because there were like 2 or 3 squares in capital, and he just needs one of them. So I had to hold it. That was the decision I made. I guess I could have just turned it in, but if I did that and he wasn't working on Hyetta's grapes, then he would have devoted all his time back into going towards capital, and I would have been behind.
Yeah.
So I figured maybe I can get him to waste some more time while I kill Radon, and then go and turn it in, and then go to capital.
Yeah,
That was
I mean,
the
it really
idea.
felt like the only play back then was a synergy play, or a play that where you like kind of like split progress and ended up getting 2 squares. So yeah, I mean that's definitely understandable. I think game 1 just kind of turned on its head after it was like 1-5, and then it was 5-5. But even though it was 5-5, you still were a little bit behind on other stuff. So like it definitely made sense to go for, you know, kind of a Hail Mary towards the end of the game there. But yeah, I mean, going into game 2, if you guys don't mind, game 2 started out and it looked like a complete opposite, actually, of what game 1 was, because you guys, Jack and Tom, you guys took a very commanding lead early on with the Moore's armor set, with the hanging pots, with the you know, like a bunch of early stuff that you guys kind of like decided to go for this time around. Was there a game plan where you're like, okay, we see this on the board, we like this, and like, did you guys decide to play more of an early style because of the board, or you know, what was your thought process going into game 2?
I kind of wanted to see a game with more early game options, because I think I can read what Champa's going to do a little bit better in a way that I can be more creative about how to deal with it when there's more options available. Like when it was just Drain in like the game that got reset or whatever, it's like, okay, well, we're racing Drain, cool. In this, like, Drain was the best square on the board, but there was also like other ideas that Tom saw with the Falling Star Beast having shared lines with Pot Bell Bearings and Moore's set. So I was able to just like have pretty good Shadow Keep access, get 2 squares, set up 2 threats, and then all we had to do is deal with the row 1, which I think was like the main way that they could have won the game from how they did their opener. And so once we got the double dupe, I was feeling pretty cozy.
Yeah. Any thoughts for the other side of things about what you guys were doing in the game 2?
Yeah. We were looking at row 1 from the start, really. And then we were kind of torn, which cost us a lot of time there. I was doing Drain into obviously getting the back section progress, and at some point Moore's armor set was marked. And that, I feel like that was the pivotal moment for me, where it's either I contest Dane or Hanging Pots, or we just continue to bulldoze row 1 and see what they do about it, you know?
Yeah.
So
yeah, it definitely was a good strategy.
I took kind of like a half measure in both directions, trying to contest Pot Bell Bearings and almost going for Dane, instead of just realizing that we probably had a line we could just bulldoze and end the game on.
Yeah.
We also had some incidents, so we kind of fumbled that one. We put all of our eggs in one basket and dropped it. Yeah.
I mean, I don't remember the exact order the scores were marked in, but we were in the commentary side, like even though Jack and NPT had marked so many squares early on, we were kind of worried that they wouldn't see the row 1, and we thought that you guys were going to run away with that, because you guys used the the red main Elder Lions to also progress towards Radon, and then also, you ended up getting Scar Seals pretty like close to NPT getting there. So you guys had a really good read on the timing and everything was going really well. But I think what ended up happening was I think it was like the dupe square happened like right before. I don't remember exactly the order of everything, but I remember that you had Gaius down before Jack did. I'm almost positive about that. And I thought you guys were going to just bulldoze that, but again, it makes sense in the post game that you guys were kind of worried about them just playing majority and just kind of getting every other square that isn't row 1, right? So
yeah, well, they had row 5, right? Which you have to get to capital, and you might do the Tree Sentinel duo there while doing that to block us. So I made a call at some point that we should they will probably block with Tree Sent duos, and we should try and take that away before we end on Radon and Dupe, which just ended up being the wrong gamble.
That makes sense. No, like
and
we
also
were
obviously we had some problems executing that plan anyway. But yeah.
I mean, outside of that, it wasn't a bad call if they were going to also go for the duos. So, I mean,
yeah,
it was
on
just
our side,
a bad guess.
I mean, it was
they're
a really
on
good call.
50-50.
It was a really good call too from Tom and Jack to just have kind of that read as like, oh, row 1 could potentially be problematic, and having that response with killing Rolana and duping that way instead. So ended up being a really good answer to that row 1.
Yeah, we were talking it over, and I was like just mounting the back section ladder like to get to loft, and I was like, you know what, it's gonna take me like ages to get to back gate and start contesting these. Like if I just go dupe like ahead of them, and we can like kneecap the line by just skipping the value and like foregoing the options of the line in favor of speed, then I think we can get the block. So I think they're greatly incentivized to do Gaius Radon before duping. So if we just pick faster things, then we can beat them to it.
Yeah, I think for this to have
I
worked out for
also am
us.
very curious that if we went for Gaius Radon, if we would have won dupe or not, as well. Because as Blanxz said, Champa killed Gaius before Jack did, right?
Yeah, Jack went for Rolana, so he chose to, and you had already had Gaius dead, or Champa already had Gaius dead, so I think there was a possibility that you guys ended up getting dupe. Like there was like a universe where that happened.
I mean, Tom did
sure.
also. He was just about to enter the Everjail when you got the Scar Seals, so Tom did get that grace to also get quicker dupe access.
That honestly almost saved the game. Like him not entering the Everjail, like because he was able to just pivot out and get the grace instead of going in the Everjail.
Yeah, it was in the dialogue of entering the Everjail. When you
would have been a fast kill. I would have gotten the grace afterward anyway.
Yeah.
But like I'm pretty sure my Radon was dead before yours because you marked the square, right?
I did recent duo and died to that a bit before I went Radon. So.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's where
I already had the grace in red main because I did the 2 lions in there.
Yeah. Yeah, I could have also went for Scar Seals before Apostle. That was gonna be the plan, and then I just kept writing towards Apostle. I was like, I guess I'm doing this. But I could have easily chosen to stick with my gut and actually go for Scar Seals.
Yeah, I mean, all in all, 2 great games. Yeah, I'm really curious to see.
Best of 5.
Yeah, this best of 5.
After all this, it's down to another day of scheduling and 1 game.
Yeah.
Which surely won't have any more resets or anything.
No, surely.
Anything else happen.
Hopefully this time we'll be uncursed.
Surely.
So yeah, I don't know. Do we have any closing questions from either the players or
We'll start with the players first because you guys put on a great show today. So if you guys have any sort of like, final thoughts for the day, definitely speak your truth.
We learned that killing Moog does not lock you out of various fingers.
Oh, it doesn't not?
You thought...
We thought it might, so we...
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
well,
why
that's good to know.
Fun was gonna do Moog, and I think he would have had it.
Well, yeah, because I think Fun set up Moog super early, or at least set up like Moog's Palace super early.
If Moog's on the board, I'm there for setup.
Yeah.
Basically.
I mean, it's a great spot to set up because you get like some stones, you get some money. So.
Yeah, I mean, column 2 was our last Hail Mary, and we were just gonna do Moog for a block in capital access and send it, and then he said, wait, does that lock us out of the finger? And Fun was like, maybe. So we ended up not killing Moog, which also ended up being bad.
Yeah.
Well, I guess for me, for my closing thoughts, thank you for having me on again for the best of 3 that has gone 4 games. Appreciate that a lot, Vixus. And thank you for Bingo Club for having me on. And I assume everyone in chat here is wondering when the next match is going to be. It's going to be scheduled after the stream concludes, guys. So make sure that you guys are tuning in for the next match, the finale, so to speak, of this crazy best of 3 that has gone on for 3 days now. So let's definitely stick around and catch the finale. This is like bingo with One Piece pacing, honestly, at this point.
Yeah, very much.
One
very much
bingo.
So.
There's a filler episode tomorrow, guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for having me on. If you decide to have me on again for the finale of this trilogy of streams, I'll be glad to hop on again. Whatever you want to do, just let me know. Just DM me.
Absolutely. So. I think that would be a great idea, and it's been fantastic having you on. And thank you to all the players. And if you're curious to get a head start on when this best of 3 concludes, you can also join the Bingo Club Discord and lurk in the chats for the scheduling. So,
is there a command in the chat for that?
Surely one of our lovely viewers can throw out that command. I believe it might be. Is it this? If it's not, then someone will link it very, very shortly.
Okay.
So yeah. Apart from that, thank you so much for joining me, Blanxz, and thank you to the players for playing. Thank you so much to the refs for reffing, and as always, chat, thank you for being delightfully unhinged. And since I still have no idea where you live, have a fantastic day, evening, morning, whatever. You'll figure it out. Until next time.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye-bye.